Oh. I need to. Hi, everybody. Happy Mindset Monday. I'm going to work on that intro so that the timing doesn't feel right to me. It feels like it comes on too soon. Hello, Mindset Monday. It's a new year. It's oh, baby. Yeah. Before you run off, could you please supply me with my numerology notebook? I did my homework. Okay. It feels good when I can say that. The gratitude one? Thank you. Appreciate ya. Of course, I had to put it in this notebook because it's precious and cute. Available at roxytalks.com. How are we doing? Happy New Year. Hi, a million. How are you? Let's see. Emily, Witchy, Abby, Ashley, TT, Robo, Dina. Robo Dina. I like that. Black Lit Chick, Elena, Boss Vision, Ollie. Oh man, I want to say this right. Oh, fudge. You have a trip thong, okay? There's an A, I, and an A-O-I. Fudge. All right. If your name is S-A-I, S-A-O-I-R-S-E, Bray, can you please tell me how to pronounce your name so I can say it right? And then Pink Babe. Okay, that one I can recognize because it happened to also be a Pink Babe. Alejandra, Verse, Chiza, Trixie, Marta, Psycho. Hold on, my vision's so good. Psycho. My husband and I were just talking about this. I guess I need it even closer, babe. Or wear my contacts, but I don't like contacts. Mama Fluff, Brandon, hello, Andrew, Heather, Bradley, hi. Brad's here, baby. Simmer, Leanne, Angie, Courtney, Shannon, Green Snow, Rebel Girl. Damn, we got a lot of people today. Viviana, Yvette, KJ, Abaja, hello. I am love. I love it. Says, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Hold on now. Some of us want our appetizer and our salad. Dave and Cutie Pie. Okay. Rachel, I'm like, hello. Okay. Saoirse. Okay, I know there's an actor with that same name, but I don't know how to say her name either. And I've seen it, like, I've seen, articles written in magazines. Okay, tell me one more time. Saoirse? Okay, I'm going to try to sear this into my brain. Saoirse. It's seared in there, Saoirse. Oh, Danielle's like, obviously, it's Saoirse. Okay, that's really cool. A really cool name when I know how to pronounce it. Saoirse. Okay, good. Saoirse. How many seashells could Saoirse sell if Saoirse could sell seashells? Down by the seashore. Okay, Saoirse. All right, cool. Leona, I love that name because of the Millicon song. Do you know that song? Do people sing it to you all the time? If you were in my life, I would sing it to you all the time. Even though I don't like when people do it to me. Saoirse, love it. Saoirse. I know the actor. Okay, now I know how to say Saoirse Ronan, right? Because she's from she was in The Lovely Bones, right? That's who we're talking about. Or there's an older there's an older actor from like my era with the same name too. Saoirse. That's a cool name. Okay. All right. So, how was your new year, everybody? I am love wants to get to the meat and potatoes, and I like it because I like your name too, because your name is like, period. This is what it is. I'm invoking it. I am this. And of course you are wanting to get straight into it. You're ready. Leanne says, super chats open and ready to roll. Thanks, Leanne. I hope everyone had a nice new year. Dan Kind says, boss lady Roxy, thank you for keeping these weekly talks going. Thanks for coming, Dan. Glad to see you, and happy new year. Okay, Ashley, hold on. I really like your question. So Ashley said, what affirmations can I use? I want my SP to stop being friends with this one guy that influences him to be a fuckboy. Okay, so first of all, fuckboys do as what is stupid is as stupid does. Fuckboy is as fuckboys does. My point is, if you label someone as a fuckboy, they will do what fuckboy does. They will do fuckboy things. If you label your person as having Leona, tell me now. Leona, I want to know if you've heard the Millen song. For the love of God, please. I need to know. My entire year is hinging on it. Okay. Leona said. All right. That's how he sings it. No judges. Okay. Where the fudge were we? Okay. What can you stop? First of all, the issue is that like blah 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 is a fuckboy and he's influencing my person to do fuckboy things is an affirmation in itself. So you're going to need to be careful not to use the affirmation of fuckboy if you want to not have fuckboy in your life, because you are calling all the fuckboyery towards you by seeing it, agreeing with it, affirming it, wanting it to change, yada yada yada. And kind of not label it as something that you don't want, and like the whole umbrella of the host of things that it could be if we're labeling something as like fuckboy behavior, right? And instead figure out what it is that your person's doing that you don't like, and affirm that they're doing the opposite and not react to them and fear for them, worry for them, and like have that resentment building towards this other person. So I would say switch out the affirmations you're using to describe the other person. Get rid of the whole fuckboy, concept in general in your life, in your vocabulary. And Leona, why? Tell me. I need a yes or no answer. You keep saying like LOL, and I'm like, no, tell me please. Have you heard the song? I can't go on. I cannot move forward in my life until I find out if Leona Aline on this chat right now has heard the Millen Collins song that I have been obsessed with for 20 plus years. I need to know this. How old am I? Is that a real number? It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Okay. So instead of labeling things as fuckboy, instead of bracing for your partner to hang out with this person, not wanting them to hang out with them, trying to use affirmations to blah, 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 you need to accept them as the ideal version now, saying that they are it. Okay, she hasn't heard it. Google.com. Somebody link it, please. Somebody link Leona by Millen Collin in the chat so that Leona can share in it. We can share this together. And I always wanted a bulldog, and I was going to name it Leona. So that's the whole reason I've been badgering you, is to tell you that. And also, I apologize for saying that, because people always tell me, oh, my dog's name is Roxy. And I'm like, thanks. It's like not a compliment. So Leona, I apologize. I love the name though. And back to what we're doing. Okay, so Yeah, I figured out back to non-fuck boy issues. Figure out what it is that you want and affirm for that. Rewrite the story. I just talked about past revision. Oh no, I haven't put that out yet. That's coming out this week. This week's episode on the podcast is about past revision. So also I would check that out. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like past revision. It's just like revision in general. So revising the story of this person and your SP and how you how you react, and then installing that new story. Thanks, Leona, for being a good sport. Okay, so I did my homework, my numerology homework. I put it in my gratitude journal because I made this journal and I'm really proud of it. And you can get your own at roxytalks.com. But I did a bunch of research on all of the numbers, the birthday numbers. So I have a much clearer understanding of everybody's patterns as far as the number stuff goes, the numerology stuff. So we can so when you ask a question, if you wouldn't mind, leave the day of your birth. Like you just need to put, like if you were born January 25th, just put 25 or 7. This is not your life path number. This is the day of the month you were born. And I'm going to use that number to help me help you better by Rosalia says, people call me Rosie and I get the dog compliment all the time. Yeah, you understand it totally. So I'm going to use your number to help answer the question for you, but don't put it just by itself. I mean, you can. I don't care if you put it by yourself. But what I'm saying is, please, if you're asking me a question, put your birthday number also in the question so that will help me. Okay. So Angie, I saw you come up first. Let's pop you up in here. What are your thoughts on tarot, astrology, and psychic when manifesting? And you're June 25th, 07. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Angie, first off, my thoughts on tarot, astrology, psychic, and manifesting, and numerology, we're about to get into it here. And I just saw a super chat come through. Thank you so much. I'll get to that in just a moment. Is that tarot, astrology, numerology, psychics, all that is a, how do I say this? A deeper look into or a reading of or an interpretation of the current energy in your situation, around you, in your story or whatever, and offers you clarity about the path that you're on so that you may do what you will with that information. You know, it's like if once you know you're on the path, you can choose to stay there or not. And that's one thing that's really important that everyone understand about numerology, psychics, astrology, tarot, any of this stuff, is that it shows you where you are and gives you a status update, I guess is a good way of saying it, or it gives you like a current moment pinpoint, but it's just your A point. So you know how to move forward. So what I'm trying to say is, don't think that because you're a 7 or whatever, you're stuck to doing 7 things or that you can't get out of it. It's there to show you what your hangups or proclivities may be to stand in your own way so that you can get out of your own way, so you can break the pattern, so you can do the opposite. Like this stuff is here to tell you what you have to do to transcend your issues, right? So if you're dealing with tarot, astrology, numerology, psychics, whatever it is, they're telling you where you're at now so that you know how to get to where you want to go. This is not a death sentence. It's a key to unlocking the path, okay? And as a 7, just so you know, 7s are very, very intuitive, but also very intellectual. They're very cerebral, meaning like they're in their head a lot. And a creative outlet is going to be very important for you so that you're not stuck in your head, which also prevents you from being able to communicate your feelings effectively and clearly to people. It may make you come off as aloof and things like that. So getting out of your head, getting into art, and getting connected spiritually are going to really help you if you are a 7, so you don't overthink shit. Okay. Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, Vanessa says, hi, Roxy. After our session the other week, I felt so much love for myself, and SP texted me. Yay. Okay, awesome. We had the best convo, but I'm even happier about how I feel about myself. LOL. Love you. Thank you so much. Okay. First off, congrats. That's amazing. Vanessa, if you want, if you're up to it, we would love a testimonial from you on just if you want to send one to us at hello@roxytalks.com, please, that'd be great. Aside from that, just because, it sounds like you're doing really well. And I know people here are going to be excited to hear from you in the chat, like, what you did. But I just want to commend you and I'm just really proud of you because I saw that butt looming and I was just a little bit like, oh man, she's going to go to Butt Town. And I'm just like, dang it. Like, I don't go to Butt Town. And you went to, you took the butt train to like the best place that like you took the butt train to Success Land. You know what I'm saying? Like you just did butt train in the best way possible. And I'm just really proud of you. Obviously coaching help. I'm just kidding. But if anyone else is out there looking for one-on-one coaching, listen, like sometimes, it helps to invest in yourself to get really pinpoint accuracy, clarity on what it is that you're doing to stand in your own way, because here you go. I mean, that was not that long ago that we talked. So proud of you. You're doing well, and just keep focusing on you. What you did here in your comment, like I think you should screenshot this and pay attention. I'm just sorry. I'm just really proud of you. I'm really proud just in general to see you take the butt train to Success Town. Like really, like that's so cool. And to just see, my SP texted me and it was great, but like, that's just a byproduct of the work I'm doing on me to make myself feel so happy and loving myself and loving my life. And that's what happens. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing, especially, with everybody else so that they can see you experiencing it. And maybe if you, can answer questions in the chat, giving advice or whatever. But anyways, just very proud of you and just stick to it. You're doing great. And thank you very much. Okay. What's the virtual knockout? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how do you live in the end result of a successful mindset coach? Any business tips? And you're a 6. Okay. Let's look at 6 real fast. So we know 6s are about balance. Like right off the bat, we know that 6 is a number of balance. The other thing about this year of 2022 is also a 6 year. So this is a year about balance as well. But like, why don't you decide that since you're a 6 and it's a 6 year, this is going to be your year, and just kind of like, first off, just start taking control before you have control. And it starts in it first starts in the way that you conceptualize your abilities and what's available to you, because at the end of the day, you have the, infinite possibilities. You have the literal power of God at your fingertips. You could do anything. You can create anything. You're not limited in any way. So just deciding this is going to be my year. It's set up to be my year. I'm a 6. It's a 6 year. Obviously, it's set for me. This is going to be great. I'm excited. It's a year of balance. I'm going to start balancing my business into my life, and balancing my income in the way that I want it to be, and balancing my health and the way I love myself and the habits that I blah, blah, blah. So looking at being a 6, 6s are natural caretakers. You're about responsibility. We're family oriented. We're about nurturing. We're service oriented. Okay. You're destined, sounds like, to be a coach, right? You are able to take charge, to help handle things for others that makes their life better. You can see the bigger picture and grow because you have an idealistic attitude as a person. You're nurturing, you're helping, you're healing, you're thriving in the role of guiding others. However, the thing about 6s is that they feel either taken advantage of, or they start to resent those they help if they don't feel that they're reciprocated or properly acknowledged for the work that they do. So I think it's going to be really important for you. And I can just tell right here in your question, living the end of a successful mindset coach. Well, guess what a successful mindset coach has to do is they have to support themselves internally and be their cheerleader for themselves, because oftentimes as a mindset coach, you are giving more than you're getting. Like you're taking, like, I'm pouring out constantly 24/7. I'm not always refilling, and that leaves me feeling depleted a lot of the time. So just in the nature of the job, that's possible. You're a 6, that's your fucking thing. So you need to really watch out for it, meaning you need to be constantly filling up for yourself. So you, like I just said in the beginning of like, I am this coach, this is my time, I am this, blah, blah, blah. Start taking the power before you have the power. Part of that power is refilling the cup and making this thing as fulfilled as possible, because in order to, show up as a 10 for your clients and to help them become their own 10s, they have to be coached by a 10, right? So if you're not at a 10, you can't give them a 10 and they can't reflect that 10 necessarily. So, excuse me, be careful of setting your standards up too high for yourself, of being a perfectionist. Be careful of self-righteousness and needing to be acknowledged. You don't need the outside world to acknowledge your work. You need you to acknowledge the work that you're doing and be proud of yourself for it. Stand in it, own it. I am this. This is happening. I am the right person. I can do this. I'm here for these people. I'm ready to take on this responsibility, and I recognize that in myself. And I would say, just be careful of not helping others to the detriment of yourself. That's what the numerology tells me. So let me know how that resonates with you, Virtual Knockout, please, because I'm going off of numerology just to kind of help dive deeper into who you are to see if that will help your situation even more. So let me know. And if anybody's a 6 in the audience, let me know if you resonate with that. Leanne, I know Leanne. When I was doing this, I was like, of course, thinking of all the people who are like the numbers. And I'm like, Lee, I knew Leanne was a 6. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. So perfect. She's like, I'm a personal assistant. But you are like, that's what we talked about. Like when we first, in our interview, it was like, you're like, I thrive in support roles. And I like to support. Okay. All right. So, Fly Girl Manifesting said it's dead on. Okay, good. All right. I saw another super chat come through. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, you're so sweet. Hold on. I gotta look on YouTube so I can see the actual emoji. Let me see. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. That's cute. Okay. Emily Sparkles. Oh my God. I love your name. Oh my God, Emily Sparkles. My best friend's name is Emily. I think I should start calling her Emily Sparkles. Oh, Sev just says, OMG, Roxy doing voice acting would be rad. One of my dreams in life, like literal bucket list things, is to do voice acting. And not just voice acting, but also really deep bucket list is to voice a Disney princess. As my voice has just gotten deeper and deeper over my life. She'll have to be like she'll be like the princess that's always getting in trouble. I've just always wanted to sing a Disney princess song. Like that's like my real dream. Is to just do the song. But I want to do the voiceover too, but all of it would be, yeah. So, okay. Emily Sparkles says, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Says, I did a 5x55 manifesting that me and SP are in a living relationship, but on day 5, he said he didn't want to see me anymore. It felt great. What happened? And you're a 12. Okay. Well, you're a 3. Okay. First off, Emily, I need you to watch my, oh, Leanne, you're a life path 6. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I get distracted by all these chats going on. No, I don't. I'm totally focused all the time. It's really easy for me to focus. It's great. I'm so fucking focused right now. I'm so fucking focused. Yes. Play hard. Yes. All right. How is 22 a 6 here? 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Okay. So, Emily Sparkles, first things first, I need you to watch a video. I've actually done a couple videos on manifesting the opposite. Okay. So, okay, here's the deal. Thank you, Dina. Okay. So, if you want to hear me sing, go to iTunes and look up Roxy Lee Hart. That's my singing. That's my old music project. Old. That was my previous thing before I started doing this. Okay. So, the thing about the universe, right? The thing about manifestations, if you think about it, when you're on the path of things unfolding, or when you're experiencing the 3D reality, you're manifesting stuff, when things are happening on, let's call it the bridge of incidents or the unfolding process from A to Z of your manifestation. A being conception, I want this thing. Z being, oh, here it is, cool, thanks. That pathway is like, I've said before, you're the what and the now, not the when or the how. It's none of your business how or when it unfolds. Your job is to know that it's happening, to be okay in the now so that you don't push it away, and just work on your patience, focus elsewhere while it's unfolding, so that so you don't mess with it while it's in the unfolding process and push it farther away, make it take longer. So sometimes, like, this is how I explain it to my clients. When things are unfolding, they can look two ways. Either they look exactly the way that you think it's going to look, or it doesn't. There's nothing else. Okay? So it's not like this big mad, the crazy trick. It's like, well, it can either look exactly the way you thought it would, or it's not gonna. But that doesn't mean that you're not unfolding. We know that manifestations are happening all the time. We know that we don't know what it looks like. You've heard that saying, we don't know what needs to fall apart in order for things to fall together. Like, it's all trying to tell you to chill the F out in the unfolding process and let anything come about that needs to, because we don't, like, maybe you needed that person to say, I don't want to see you anymore, so that you could figure out what you're doing to block it and bring them in. Because doing a 5 by 55 manifesting that you're in a loving relationship and then going to day 5 and saying he doesn't want it, what did I do wrong? You don't understand manifesting. And I mean that with love. You don't understand it at its core. So there's probably a lot of other things that you probably are missing along your path. So it's a good thing. It led you here. You're going to figure it out from now on. Please watch my videos about manifesting the opposite, and then watch my videos about the 360 method. That's my signature method. That's what I use. That's what I teach my clients. That's what I talk about here on this live stream, and how I explain manifesting and how I do it all day, every day, 24/7, doing it right now. You're doing it right now too. But to keep your thoughts aligned to the reality where on day 5, he's like, oh my God, what have I been doing? Holy crap, I can't believe where have you been all this time? Like, which is just as viable of a reality, where is the one that he says he doesn't want to see you anymore. You have to continue pushing through and manifesting past it. Like, it might take more than 5 days and 55 sentences, because you, for the last 5 days, have been saying 60,000 thoughts that are outweighing those 55 that you think are going to turn the tide. They're not going to, because you have way more going on than 55 is going to do. Okay? Basically, you have underlying stuff going on. That's why you didn't immediately get into the reality that you wanted to be in. I mean, you probably were there. You probably been there 55 times. You've been there at least 5 times, probably 55 times you've gotten there. But then you unget there, and then you go somewhere else immediately after, because you look around and you say, oh, it's not here yet. What happened? I tried this. I felt great. It didn't work. Whatever. My point is that you're not done yet. It's still unfolding. You have to stay on the path, but you also need to understand that things don't always look the way that they're going to look. There is no rule book. There is no playbook. There is no thing that says it's going to look exactly the way that you want to. In fact, it says the fucking opposite. So stop trying to control how it's going to come about. And instead of trying to 55 sentences of loving relationship. Why don't you be loving relationship for 55 hours straight, and then the next 55 hours and the next 55 hours, leaving no gaps between, and then see how fast your person comes through. Instead of writing 55 sentences, think about how I can be love for 55 hours straight, and then the next 55 hours straight, or 24 hours, however you want to look at it. My point is that you have to be the loving relationship here that you want to manifest out there, instead of looking for someone else to fulfill something that is already and only within you to begin with. When you are like, this person can't make you feel love. When you feel love from another person, you're not feeling their love. You're feeling your own fucking love that just lives within you now. You could feel it right now, but you won't, because you said he has to do something. He's got to perform X, Y, Z. I need him to jump through these hoops, hula hoop 16 times, climb this ladder, climb back down, crawl through a mud pit, profess his love to me 16 times, and then I'll allow myself to feel the love that's already in me, begging to be felt right now anyways. Okay. I need my coffee. Okay. Mia, I see your super chat. Mia, can you please write in the chat? Let me know when's your birthday? When were you born? I want to know what day of the month were you born, Mia, please, so I can answer your super chat. And thank you for the super chat. Mia says, I feel like I'm unable to enjoy when good things manifest, like when I'm with my SP, even if something good happens, I'm nervous. How do I fix this? Okay. Ooh, are you an 8? What I hear in your question, Mia, is the fear of things being taken away, things, things not lasting. So 20th. Okay, you're a 2. Okay. My sister is a 2 as well. So Mia is a 2. Sensitive, intuitive, caring, connecting with others, very important for you, okay? Too worried about others, too vulnerable to others' actions, opinions, too easily influenced, emotionally drained by others. Over accommodating. Yeah. So basically, what a 2 is going to have to work on is not putting others in front of themselves, and being sure that you're nurturing the sensitivity within you, because you are very sensitive and very connected and can be easily wounded. And so if you are wounded, you're going to have to, patch those wounds up yourself, and not like sit with the pain and just be wounded. Like, now we're wounded and we're just wounded now. So you're unable to enjoy when good things manifest, because you're afraid of something happening. So a fear of losing, that again, like, that's what I'm seeing. And that to me strikes up maybe having things taken away from you in childhood, or having loss happen, things like that. But when you are in that space of fearing the things going away, it's that fear that makes the things go away. So you have to get to the fear, see it, meet it, love it, be with it, hold it, hug it, comfort it, dress its wound, put the Band-Aid on, give it a kiss, give it the ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, you are going to require extra nurturing from yourself. And there's a scared child within you that is afraid of loss, and afraid of losing, and afraid of being left, or, whatever that looks like to you personally. And it's, going to manifest in the things in your life going away. As Kyle Cease would put it, it's, to show you that you are okay if everything is gone. So essentially, it's like you have to be okay with the idea of everything going away, because You'll always have yourself, essentially. And it's like, that's what you need to figure out. What you need to realize anyways is that what you're looking for is yourself. What the support you need is from yourself. The commitment and longevity, the security, the stability, the safety that you need is from you and not from the outside world. And when you're looking at it from, or looking for it from the outside world, it's going to continue to elude you because it doesn't come from there. So Leanne says, give it the ice cream. Your fucking quotes crack me up. Oh, Malachi's in the building. What's up, Malachi? So Mia, yeah, you'll be working at seeing the fear of being left and saying, hey, no big deal. It's okay. You couldn't be left because I'm here. Because in order to be left would mean that I would abandon you, and I'm not going to abandon you. I see you. I'm not going to try to cover you up with addictions or other people's love or validation from the outside. I'm just going to sit here and be here with you and prove to you that you're not alone and that nothing is going anywhere. Does that answer your question? I know that's kind of like not a very like tangible answer, but I can just tell you, like, you and I share similar fears. Like, my fear is losing absolutely everything and having nothing. So that's what I have to deal with, that I deal with every day, is like confronting that fear when it shows up in all the different, costumes and disguises. That's a good word. The disguises that it shows up in to try to trick me into giving it attention and believing it and like buying its story, Oh my God. You know what I just saw? Oh my God. I just saw the queen in Snow White when she's like coming to Snow White and she's like got she's got the comb. She has the fabric. She like wraps her in the fabric and like suffocates her with it. She has the apple, and finally the apple is what does it, right? But she keeps coming to her in these different disguises, trying to get her to let her guard down and let her in. This is a perfect metaphor for your fucking doubts, insecurities, fears, and worries, okay? It's the evil queen. She's pissed that you're the most beautiful in the fucking land, and she wants your ass to take a fucking dirt nap. So she is going to try to trick you and suffocate you and poison you and do all the things that she can so that you can fall under her illusion and she can be the fairest in the land again. But you need to see her and be like, oh, is that old bitch again trying to, I don't want your apple. I don't want your fabric. I don't want your comb. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not opening my door for you. So that's like what I do every day. Like I have to notice when she's at my door in a different disguise this time and not let her in. And it's an everyday thing. And I work every day to make sure I catch it. And I don't really know any other way. Like I'm straight up in therapy for that very thing. So that's what I'm working on, is trying to not indulge that fear when it happens. And I uncovered something. I'll just tell you guys a little bit about me. Like, I've talked about how my parents were living in different places. So I had back and forth. I had to move when I was 9 to, I got ripped away from my life even then and moved across, the country, didn't know anybody, whatever, all my stories. But I uncovered this week, I've totally I vividly remember it, but I didn't even think about the fact I got lost when I was like 3 at a fair, and I was lost for like maybe like an hour or something. But for me, it felt like forever, and it was absolutely terrifying. It was so scary. What happened was like I was holding my mom's hand in this crowd, and like this big crowd came up, and like all of a sudden my hand was no longer connected to my mom's. And I just was like looking around, and I was just by myself. It was the weirdest thing. It was almost like I went to a different universe. Something. It's so strange. Like I just was there now, standing in the middle of this like fair by myself, nobody around. And I don't know what happened to my mom. She was just gone. And I just stood there just bawling my eyes out, crying, just standing there crying. And then I happened to be like in front of the stage where the band was setting up, and they saw me and they brought me on stage and they sat me on the edge of the stage, and they gave me a tambourine, and I just sat there with a tambourine in my hand, just in agony for like an hour. And then my mom walked by. Oh my God. And she bought me the thing that I wanted walking in that she probably wasn't going to buy me, but because I got lost, she probably felt really bad. So she bought it for me. And so I've been really thinking about this event and like what that did to me as a very young, that was very traumatic. Obviously, I remember it very vividly, and I was not very old. And like, I remember growing up thinking, man, I wish I would have just got on stage and played that tambourine and just fucking shook that thing and did my thing. And like, I was on stage with the band and I could have been whatever. And now that I look back on it, I'm like, okay, what would I do? For me, procrastination is something I do a lot too. Like won't act, just like frozen, paralyzed, like can't move sometimes, like overwhelmed by stress, like won't do anything. If you follow me on Instagram, I just put up a story that Malachi sent me from Mel Robbins talking about procrastination. I thought was really interesting. It's more about the being paralyzed by the stress than, not that you're a procrastinator. It's that you're overwhelmed by the stress of whatever is going on or whatever. So thinking back on that, as for me as a child, like I was so scared to move and to act and to do anything. I was just frozen in fear for a really long time. And then I was rewarded. My mom came, I got the thing that I wanted. And then all I remember for years later was like, man, I should have just done that stuff while I had the chance. And that theme for me plays out in my life a lot. Missing the opportunity, just being kind of right at the end, should have acted sooner, waited too long, thought about it for too long, sat on it for too long. So any hoodles, that's just some stuff I uncovered this week during meditation and therapy. So, but it's just like figuring these things out and just like being that, now that I know that, like now I can see that my trauma maybe goes back obviously farther than I realized as far as fear of loss goes. And, just being able to sit there and like, my therapist asked me, so what was the implications of that? Like that fear of like, well, never seeing my mom again, never losing everything, absolutely everything gone. So that's the pattern that I, as an 8, keep trying to undo and win. But also keep getting trapped in the energy of is the fear of that. So I used to, not anymore. Working on it every single day and everything's working out. Best case scenario is getting better and better every single day. But anywho, that's something about me. What about you? Okay. I'm trying to see if I make sure I didn't. I know I've got super chats. I want to. Marta. Okay, I want to make sure Marta is the next one. I didn't skip anybody. Oh, Tommy. Okay. The chat is like, I need to, sorry, y'all. Let me try not, the chat is like running away from me here. Okay. What's going on, bros? Oh, fudge. Okay. I can't see before Blacklit Chit. Excuse me. So, Leanne, can you please scroll up and see if there's any super chats before Blacklit Chick? I can't scroll up beyond that. Okay. Blacklit Chit, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, would a good scripting technique be to write out your biography and all you want to accomplish as if it's your own Wikipedia page? Absolutely. Because, basically you're just creating and choosing your future. You're already doing that anyways. But when you're not doing like this thing where you're dreaming and choosing new things and picking something different, you're still creating your future, but you're writing it from you're only going to be able to experience things that look like what you've already experienced. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of just recreating the past if you're not actively writing a new future. Okay, Blacklist. Okay, good. Thank you, Lynn. And you're 29. Okay, so you're an 11. You're an 11, but you're also / a 2. So you'll have energy of both. But for being an 11, 11s are, again, similar energy to 2s, but you're going to have how do I say it? Like a it's like a higher elevated purpose. Not that 2s don't have a higher purpose or anything like that, but 11s have an added spiritual component to it. So you're healer, intuitive, sensitive, visionary, going towards fame or the limelight, being some sort of eccentric, inspirational person of some sort, is part of your, personality, I guess, if you want to say it. It is on your path or in your energy. You make a great guide and supporter for others in the spotlight as an inspirational person. Devoting yourself to art, creativity, healing, hands-on work, creating peace, things like that. Those are your pros. Your cons are going to be being careful to shield yourself from others' negative energy that can drain you. Also, the same with 2s, resentment and withdrawal from giving and not receiving, or having too high of expectations for others and them not meeting them. Needing acknowledgement from the outside and other people's opinions mattering too much and swaying your opinion and things like that. So it's going to be really important that you're standing within your own truths and knowing, and what you're talking about here is writing it out and creating it. That's perfect, because when you write it and you build it and you are the author of it, it's easy to stand in it because you know the ins and outs of the story. You know exactly who's playing what characters, where the storyline's going, right? So you can really be firm and confident in your story as you are living and radiating as that person. So yeah, congrats. Okay. And how exciting is it going to be when you have a Wikipedia page and it contains that information that you wrote? Okay, I think I've got Marta next. Let me make sure. Nope, Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate you. Says, so showing support and love. New Year's Eve, I scripted my life for the next 6 months. Took 9 hours, but it was a lot of fun. I decorated the pages too. It's an awesome life. I'm 21. Oh, I thought you're like, I'm 21. Yeah, you are. You're a 3, Tiffany. Of course you are. I love that you spent 9 hours on it. That, first of all, is a great number, right? It's a whole number. It signifies completion, success, fulfillment, satisfaction. So that's a great, and you dedicated all that time to dreaming. Like, you're doing good stuff. And you're a 3. So, you obviously are very charismatic. You have a really great personality. You're magnetic to be around. That is 3 energy, being outgoing, optimistic, charming, amazing, creative, artistically gifted, really good at self-expression. That's totally you in a nutshell. You're very much a 3, so that's really fun. For you, be careful of the emotional roller coaster of your emotions. Be careful of looking at things as like pessimism, looking at the glass half empty, feeling hopeless, like you're not really sure if there could be change. 3s can gravitate towards gossip and spreading their energies over shit that's like not really serving them. So it's kind of like you want to be really careful about where you put your energies, because you are powerful and you do create. So careful what you're creating, essentially. And make sure that you are channeling your creative energy, because it will eat away at you. And you need to be meditating and connecting spiritually, because you get bogged down in the 3D and get too overwhelmed with what's going on around you, and forget that connection that you have. Be careful to stay focused on what you're manifesting and what you're looking at, because you can be easily distracted by what's going on around you. And then being careful not to take on too much that you either can't finish or that it's going to start to feel overwhelmed. That's my advice to 3s. And then as I learn these, I'll be able to like get it faster and kind of help you more. Okay. Marta, there you are. Okay, Marta says, thank you so much for the super chat. SP has feelings for me, but he's mad. He feels I'm cold. I want us to communicate, want him to understand my feelings. We live 600 kilometers apart, and you're a 22. So you're a 4, but you're also a 22. 22 is like 11, where it has the characteristics of the 4, but it also has the added spiritual component, elevated kind of higher purposey level connection involved in it. So, you want you and your SV to communicate and to understand your feelings. And he feels you're cold. Okay. All right. Let me read you a little bit about your number first. 22s are going to be visionaries, leaders, organizers, founders of businesses and institutions. Very powerful, but with a lot of responsibility. A visionary with a fear of flying. Massively broad abilities to think and dream. And having the skills to bring those things to life. But you could also be fearful of your ambitions, overwhelmed of your purpose, feel undeserving, like the things that you want are too big or out of your reach or you're not good enough for them. Or finding yourself dumbing down what you want so that you can find it more palatable to be able, like that you could actually be able to manifest that, right? But you have to be careful about feeling directionless because you do have such an ability to achieve your goals that can be overwhelming, right? So we won't know where to start or won't want to start. Like that we were just talking about the feeling of procrastination of just being like, okay, this is a lot. I don't know. I just don't know where to start. So we can't do anything. So having said that, communication, and let's talk about a 4 too. Let's talk about 4s because 4s have rigidness and can have inflexibility within them. So we need to make sure that you are allowing yourself to learn and grow and flow with the situation. And Marta says, yes, I'm a professional dreamer and my dreams are bigger than me. No, they are not. Erase. I want you to rephrase that. I'm a professional dreamer and they're unfolding as we speak. I want you to say something like that because I don't want you to, you've accepted that as your fate essentially. And it's like, that's always going to keep you unable to achieve your dreams. That's part of your deal. So as far as communication goes, you're going to want to be able to express yourself and be free, saying what you want and knowing and understanding that who you express yourself to will reciprocate for you in the way that you need them to. Like you will be met and supported in the way that you need to be supported. And that expressing yourself is not something that's going to make you too vulnerable or open you up too much. You are going to have to work on nurturing your worth and value because like you said, my goals are bigger than me. You probably think that a lot of things are bigger than you, right? So, or I'm maybe whatever, I'm assuming, but that idea of things being bigger than you or you not being enough for them or good enough, right? This is going to come out in your relationship. So what I'm reading here is he's mad. He says, I'm cold. That sounds like somebody who's shut down, who is protecting themselves so that somebody can't get through, right? So my suggestion to you would be to start nurturing the love and value within yourself showing yourself value outside of what you can provide via work and skill and determination, and more so focus on how you can feel and love and grow and be comfortable and be open and feel less rigid and structured or tight or closed off. So let me know. I want to know about you being closed off, because like that's what my energetically how I feel. I feel like there's a gate. And if there's a gate for, things coming in, there's a gate for things going out. If you want to communicate better and have, Amy, yeah, I talked about sevens in the beginning. If you want to communicate better and have them understand your feelings, that's going to require you to share your feelings and be open and be okay with being vulnerable, and maybe not, like you can't succeed at feeling. You can't build a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like as a doer, it might be something that you have to avoid trying to just do and just like feel into. Marta says, you're right. I realize enormous dreams for my career, but I feel I'm too vulnerable to express my feelings. You always read inside us. Yay. Okay, good. Okay. I just want to try to help you as best as possible. Sersky says, be okay with being vulnerable. Exactly. Be okay with being vulnerable, because being vulnerable is a good place to be. Being vulnerable allows change. Being vulnerable, okay. I'm trying to verbalize what I'm seeing, but it's something that almost like doesn't have words, but I'm going to try to explain what I mean. So like I'm seeing a container. I'm seeing a white square being placed into like a stream moving, okay? If the square is made of hard plastic, it'll retain its shape. And I can put the plastic square into a moving stream of water and it'll stay as a square. If it was made out of like paper, if it was a paper square and I put it into water, it wouldn't be a square anymore, but it would become something different, and it would move and undulate with the water, and the water would flow through it. And do you get what I'm like? That's the visual I'm seeing. I'm seeing something that is hard and doesn't move. And then I'm seeing something that is flexible and can have things flowing in and out of it. And that's what vulnerability can provide you, because when you are closed off from the pain of feeling, you're closed off from the joy of receiving. You know what I mean? So I would start getting really comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what I'm working on. Me and my husband are working on every day. I'm listening to Kyle Cease a lot. I really like him. I really like the way that he talks about loving yourself and what that looks like in real time and day-to-day, life. Besides, how do you feel good? Okay. How do I feel good means you said I'm always stressed and anxious. Why? What is stress and anxiety? It's an avoidance of the present moment, essentially, right? Like anxiety and stress are the opposite of being present. What is it that you're avoiding? Nova says being vulnerable is important, especially in doing shadow work. Yeah, like I've been doing shadow work. I don't like the term shadow work. Like I just heard my dad in my head, because I always tell him, he always talks about karma. I'm like, I don't like that term because of the connotations that it has, like in like mainstream culture. But yeah, oh, Tommy, you just started reading Kyle's book this morning. Yay! I finished it last week, or maybe the week before. Yeah, really good book. I really love Kyle. I don't remember what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. Oh, you says you don't know what you're avoiding. Okay, so you're avoiding looking at yourself is what it sounds like. If you don't know what you're avoiding, then you're avoiding it even. So like, I mean, just in general, like there's a massive question mark tells me you have not been looking internal maybe ever. So you need to be looking at what's going on and sitting with it and being okay with it and saying, it's okay that I feel this way. I feel this way and I love it. I love myself. I feel this way and I love this feeling. If you're interested in talking to me one-on-one and kind of getting to the bottom of what's going on within you, I have one-on-one coaching available at roxytalks.com. I've also got really good workshops and courses that are designed to help you get right into it if you want to start like right now. I have one for manifesting relationships called the Manifest a Specific Person workshop. We have one for confidence called Confident AF. We have the 30 Days of Alignment, which is a 30-day, day-by-day program to help you stay aligned to your highest vibration or your highest calling. That's what I use to change my life, to like get me where I'm at now. And the 360 method is my personal signature method. Program is coming soon, here in the next little bit. And you can find all that out at roxytalks.com. And I can help you with your situation. You should love the feeling of not knowing. Yeah, because you're avoiding the feeling of not knowing, and that's the problem. If there's anything you're avoiding or that's causing you pain, it needs to be seen and loved and held and allowed and viewed. Amy, okay. Oh my God, this chat I can't keep up with the chat, you guys. Amy says, what do you find is the best way to deal with feeling overwhelmed and the stress that comes from it? What is it? Amy, can you tell me what it is? What is the it to which you are referring? What do you find is the best way to deal with feeling overwhelmed and the stress that comes from it? Okay, I don't know what it is, but feeling overwhelmed, there is something that is being ignored, is what I just heard in my head. If you are overwhelmed, it's because probably, I'm guessing, right? Because something somewhere is being ignored and it's hanging over your head. It's knocking on the door. It's asking to be seen and dealt with. And maybe we're piling all of these things on our plate to quiet it or to silence it or to think we're dealing with it. But in reality, I don't know. I need more. I don't know what. I'm just going real vague here. What are you overwhelmed about? You know? So I'm waiting on who is this? This fucking chat I can't even see the fucking things anymore. Fudge. Amy, I need more. Okay, I'm going to go to someone else until I get some more info from Amy because I just don't know how to answer your question. Casey, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I sent my SP your vids to watch because he told me he lacks self-love and he said he likes the message, but that it's a bit too much for him. I wish he understood that being lazy won't help him achieve self-love. Hmm. Well, I would say watch the video. I spoke earlier telling somebody about manifesting the opposite. You manifested the opposite. So instead of you saying, Like, okay, what I'm seeing here is I tried to do this thing. He didn't do it. Too bad he's a lazy piece of shit. And I know that's not exactly what you mean, but like that's what this is screaming. And there's like indignation and like, well, fuck him then. And it's like, okay, if a manifestation doesn't unfold the way that you want it to, or that you thought it might, you stick to it and not decide that now that the 3D went that way, that things have changed. Why don't you intend that he understands it, that he's not lazy, and see him giving himself self-love instead of just resigning to the fact that he's lazy and he's not going to get it. You know what I mean? Any place you can find out about your number? Yeah, Google. That's where I found that shit. So just visualize him sending you back another one of my videos and being like, oh wait, actually, I get it now. Actually, this makes sense. That's what I'm going to visualize. Okay, Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm having a hard time detaching from the outcome. Any advice on where this blockage comes from? I'm a life path 8. Okay. Well, one thing I could say is it's like, I mean, I can help you, but this is so vague. It's like, you know, I can give you a vague answer. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, so I just saw Amy, Casey says, I was such a big fan of you, so I was kind of triggered when he told me that. Bitch, I was too. And that's why it took me a while to answer it, because I was like, okay, this is just as triggering me to feel slightly attacked, but it's not about me. I am a little much. I understand that. Let's let him fucking come to us with a Roxy Talks video, right? So I felt the same thing in that moment, and that's why it took me a minute to answer. But it's like, you know, what am I gonna get benefit from it by reacting to that, you know? So Sarah, I want to know a little bit more about. I'm having a hard time. Okay, fine. I'm having a hard time detaching from the outcome. Any advice on where this blockage could come from? Yeah, you don't think. Okay, you're like, okay, all right. You're a life path 8. Life path 8s are manifestors and builders and creators. However, they are also almost doomed to try to recreate and outdo the successes and failures of the past, which gets them caught into cycles. So the infinity of the 8 keeps you wrapped up doing the same thing over and over and over, trying to best yourself. Okay. So having a hard time detaching from outcome is what sounds like a fear of letting go, right? A fear of letting go. A fear of letting go would be a fear of losing. A life path 8 has a fear of losing because part of their story is about success and conquering and achieving. And part of their story causes them to redo things to try to get them done the right way. So losing something to an 8 is a defeat. And also it's a sentence, right? Because now I got to try to get that thing back. So, and this is just basic going off of like, again, super vague. I don't know. This is just a vague question. So I only have like a vague answer. If you want to give me a little more detail, I could try to do something specific. Oh, like money. Oh, I'm a medium and a Reiki master. I know too much. The one thing I really want, which is my SP, hasn't happened yet. I can manifest other things easily like money, but SP. If there's the one thing that you can't manifest and everything else is easy, there will always be the one thing and everything else will be easy. That's part of your story itself. And that thing is manifesting. And you're a life path 8. So I'm looking at different numbers. All right. Life path is okay. While the numbers are like, the numbers kind of the numbers are the numbers. They mean what they mean. I'm talking about, I want to know your birth date, not your life path number. The day you came to the planet. What day of the month was that, Sarah? Because you may be an 8 on your life path, but you may be something else in your personality. And that might be in there too. But yeah. I'm not doing life path numbers. I'm doing, like, you can combine the life path number with the personality number and get an even obviously more clear idea about, where you're going. But right now I'm interested in learning and focusing on the day of the month you were born. Cause yeah, you're a healer. I want to hear what you are. I want to know what day of the month you were born. 29, you're an 11. Okay. So we already went over those two. That's not surprising at all, right? That literally you are a healer, and that's the number of the healer. So being an 11 for your birthday, what was your question? Detaching from outcome. Okay. So, SP, right? Okay. What is SP? As a life path 11, you're going to have issues with not feeling reciprocation from others, being disappointed by them, resenting from not getting back what you're receiving, or not having the acknowledgement from the outside. So I would look into that as far as like what's going on with your relationship. First of all, you're saying it's the one thing that's not working, which will keep it as the one thing that doesn't work. And if you have that story, there will always be something that doesn't work, okay? Beyond that, in your relationship, I will look at making sure that you are affirming for and allowing for reciprocation from your person, intending that they reciprocate, saying that they do, and not reacting and saying that they don't, or they don't give you what you need, or you're not fulfilled, or, affirming all the things that you don't want instead of affirming what you want. That's obviously at the heart of all of this stuff. The birthday number is just giving us an insight into like in what ways we sabotage. But at the end of the day, you are saying it's not what you want and then wondering why it's not what you want. So what, you're having a hard time detaching from the outcome. Why? What are you afraid of losing? Okay. If you don't have money to afford something, maybe affirm something else and say that you do. You're creating that reality over and over and over by saying you don't have it. I love when I see people's comment. I hope she sees my question. And I see that, but I don't see their question. It's like, maybe you should just ask your fucking question. Instead of trying to convince the universe to let me see it for you. All right. Said with love. What's next in the super chats? Is that okay? Did I get all of them? Fatima. SP and I want to be together, but he said he doesn't have money and doesn't know how to make a plan to be with me. How do I affirm he has money and a perfect plan to be with me for 2 days? You literally just said it. What do you mean, how do you affirm? You just affirmed it. He has a plan to be with me. He has money and a perfect plan to be with me. It's not hard. You just straight up said it here. You know what I mean? Like, how, I don't understand. How do I affirm he has money and a perfect plan to be with me? He has money and a perfect plan to be with you. I don't even know what else to say. Besides, if you manifested a bunch of money, you would still have a bunch of stress. Money's not going to relieve your stress. Money is the reason you don't have money is because you don't know how to deal with your stress. It's not the other way around. You're not stressed because you don't have money. You don't have money because you're stressed. So, Fatima, like, what else? You know what I mean? You asked me how to affirm something and then you straight up affirmed it right there. I didn't even have to do that for you. You did it yourself. So, yeah, that's what you say. The affirmation, he doesn't have money, he has no plan. That's an affirmation. He doesn't have money, he doesn't have a plan. That is an affirmation. He has money, he has a plan. That's an affirmation. You're affirming all day long. Like I'm I don't know what else to say. Of course that's what you say. How do I affirm that he has money? By saying he has money. By not saying he doesn't. By not thinking that you can't be with someone because of XYZ reason. I can't be with someone. That's a messed up affirmation because of this reason. That's a messed up affirmation, and this reason. That's a messed up affirmation. You are building your reality every single moment with those affirmations constantly. I never got to be with him in 8 months. There you go. There's another shitty affirmation you're using to build your relationship. So what? Change the word. So what? I never get to be with him in 8 months. Why are you okay? Say something different. I love you. This is with love. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to yell at you. This is energy coming out. Your reality is doing exactly what you say. If you say he has no money, he has no plan, and I haven't been able to be with him in 8 months, nothing in your world is going to change. You have to consistently say, no matter what you see in your reality, he has plenty of money. We all have plenty of money. We don't even need money. It's always here. He knows exactly what he's doing. We're together. We have a great plan. He has a plan. He knows how we're going to get together. I know how we're going to get together. It's unfolding right now. Everything's working out perfectly. We have this amazing connection. I get to see him all the time. I mean, like, you have to say the opposite of the stuff you're saying, or else you're going to keep getting what you're getting. The world is an exact mirror. What you think in your head and what you say out loud is the world you live in, period. It's not going to change for you. You have to change first. Okay, super chats. They're more than 5 minutes behind. So just bear with me, please. There's a lot of people on the chat. So I'll get to it when I get to it. And if you are leaving a super chat, like, a little context would be nice so that I can give you an answer that is like suitable and will actually help you. But if it's vague, I can only give a vague answer. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like psychic. I can't like I don't know what you're doing in your life. I just only know like the sentence you give me to answer the whole, your whole question about the answer, the meaning of life in 2 sentences. So give me what will help me. Yeah, and if you send a super chat question in, please understand I'm one person. There are multiple, and I'm going to get to them as soon as I get to them, and I read them in order. Having said that, Sabrina, it is your turn. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Roxy. SP is saying my self-concept affirmations back to me for months, but isn't doing action affirmations. Take me on dates. Call me every day. Do I need to change my affirmation? Focus less on self-concept? Okay. You probably need to move yeah, all right. So basically what's going on with you is that you manifested your SP to do exactly what you wanted, but you didn't realize that you got movement in the 3D reality, so you didn't move your story forward. So now you're back to the place where you're in your 3D reality and you're just recreating the 3D over and over and over, so you're in a feedback loop. And so you need to move everything forward. focus less on the self-concept I mean this with love, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I mean that. I know you not, I'm not saying you're dumb. That's so mean. I don't mean like that, but like that is like the worst. All this work I've done has gotten me results. Should I stop doing it? Only if you want your results to stop. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So you need to change your story. Your affirmations now are, he says nice things to me, but he doesn't do shit for me. So how can you expect him to do anything when those are the affirmations you're using to describe your world? So now he says all these great things for me, and he takes me on dates, and he calls me every day. And that's what you're affirming, instead of affirming he's not doing these things and he's not taking you places, and why won't he, and how come he hasn't, and I'm doing this work and how come it's not working. You know what I mean? Brandon says, always work on your self-concept. There is no other option. Who the fuck do you think is manifesting for you? If you're not working on your self-concept, how are you going to manifest? Do you understand how ridiculous it's? Not just you, Sabrina. This is for everybody that thinks that self-concept is a waste of time. Self-concept is done. I'm not going to work on that. I just want to work on getting my person. You know who the person's going to be with? Yourself. And your current self cannot keep a relationship together. How could it be anything else than the self that needs the work? You guys are over here in so much pain because you're denying yourself every single day. You're looking at other people to do this work for you and refusing to do it for yourself. And that's why I yell at you. That's why I start getting frustrated, because I'm like, Marta, I get annoyed seeing after. I'm not going to fucking affirm that. Nice try. You see, she almost got me, that fucking little sneaky bitch. She almost got me. What's next? Bloom Shakti, thank you so much for the super chat, says, tips to manifest more sales and clients. Again, what is with the vague questions today, you guys? Is there some sort of seaspiracy going on to ask me the vaguest super chats ever, so that I feel like I can't deliver true value to you when you're paying me? Maybe there is. Ooh, do you see how she's ooh, that's a new costume she came in. That's a new disguise that little witch just came to my door in. All right, cool. I see your vague questions, and I'll raise you a fucking specific answer. All right. Tips to manifest more sales and clients. Understand that you are the sale. You are what they're buying. And not just you as in like the package that you present, you meaning the energy that you are and that you live in right now. So what energy you are living in right now is, I don't have enough. How do I get more? There's not enough. Lack, fear, doubt. You're creating from absence right now. Tips to manifest more sales and clients means I, on some level, do not believe I have enough, I am enough, what I have to offer is enough, that I'm good enough, that people want it. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what that's saying underneath all of it. So my advice to you is to figure out what it is that you're selling. Like, what are people buying from you? Like for me, when I really think about, like, when someone pays for coaching with me, what are they buying? What they think they're buying is maybe like their SP or their relationship, or I'm going to get married because I'm going to get this ring. I want to have a baby. I need to fucking get my career together. But in reality, what I'm actually selling is a mirror. And that mirror holds the answer to every question you could ever ask. and is the roadmap to anywhere you want to go. So I know when someone spends money at my website, they're not paying for they're not just paying for me to pay my rent and for me to live and to have a business and to support my life. Excuse me. They're also paying for growth and understanding in their lives that will move them so far beyond what that dollar amount may, take out of their account in that moment. The growth that they have after utilizing the product or the session or whatever it is will take them so much farther than that chunk of money could have ever taken them. That I know that there's not much else on the planet that could be better money spent. And I 100% fully, truly, firmly believe and know that. I know that spending money at roxytalks.com is better than spending money on Netflix. No offense, no shade, on DoorDash, on alcohol, on drinking. That's the same thing. On shopping, whatever. Who knows? Because that money is going to make you grow and change and evolve and experience things in life that you may have never been able to achieve without investing in yourself. So for me to understand my value and what I provide, I need to really, truly understand what people get out of what I'm really selling. What does that mirror do for someone? And then I have to be okay with the fact that it's okay to ask for money for that. And know that it's worth it. If you could spend your money, the same amount of money on like a 6-month supply of fucking Diet Coke or a coaching session, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the coaching session is going to be more beneficial to you and the world. So understanding like what it is that you offer and who you are and what people are going to get, how they will grow from interacting with you will help you see your value and help you stand in and be the energy that you need to be to sell from the place of love and abundance and giving and growth, right? And not from the place of I need to make sales so I can keep my lights on, because that is selling from a place of lack, and that translates to your audience. So there you go. A vague question and a specific answer. Okay. And no shit, I'm not trying to talk shit about your questions. It's just sometimes I'm like, what do I do with this? Meredith, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, just saying thank you for your content. Happy New Year. Thank you, Meredith. You're so sweet. So nice of you. Appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Okay. Have I gotten all the super chats? Because I know that the chat kept skipping for me. So if I did skip a super chat, please know that it wasn't on purpose. I never intentionally mean to skip anybody's super chat ever. And if I did, it's like literally the chat's been just jumping all over the place and I haven't been able to keep up. So if there is one that I missed, please let me know. I'm caught up now to the bottom. Witchy Wheels, do I believe that or think birth charts are important to someone's journey? I mean, like, do you think that somebody's previous health record is important to a new doctor that sees them? It's like that. It's like, the fucking roadmap to my patterns and hangups is probably pretty beneficial if I'm trying to not do those anymore. If I know what they are, it's a lot easier to spot them in real time. Kate G says, Roxy, can you go over your shit that brings me joy list? I'd love some ideas for finding new things I love / can try in the new year. Okay. I actually would like, this is for everybody in the chat. Can you please, and Kate, even put some of your stuff in there, what's on your list already. Will you everybody, please put some of your shit that brings me joy stuff in the chat and we'll read them out. For me personally, Singing is always one for me, like just turning on like Mariah and just singing in my living room, or my husband and I hooked up a karaoke machine, hooked up karaoke in our living room. That turned out to be one of the funnest things I've ever done. Like at home karaoke. I never knew it could be so fun, but it is. I like to read. I like to do tarot. I like to go on walks. I like to go to the beach, hanging out with my dog and my husband. I have my mindless YouTube channels that I watch. No shade. Like I was going to say Charlotte Dobray. Not that she's mindless, but her content is kind of mindless, I got to say. But that's what I like about it, is because it's just dumb, ridiculous content, her just being silly. And I like that. Aphrodite does tarot videos. I like his channel. I watch, Kyle Cease or Lewis Howes or affirmations. I do meditation. So let's see what else we got in the chat. Learning about Vedic astrology. Vedic, I hope I said that right. Drinking green tea. SG says gel pens and gel ink pens in bright colors. Exactly. Sersky says Luther Vandross. Yes. Malachi says making beats. Okay, but Mally, I challenge you, because making beats is your job. I need you, sir, to put some stuff in the chat that brings you joy that has nothing to do with you expanding as an artist or a musician. And I said singing first, so I'm gonna say something else too, because even though I feel you, because you and I are both obviously very passionate about what we do, and that's our favorite thing. What else do we do that's, because when you are a musician by trade, sometimes passion becomes the job. So Mally, what else do you like to do that's river running, right? That is not goal oriented or ascension based or monetarily based. Scrapbooking, sunsets, breath work, face painting, yoga, painting, roller skating, making jewelry, discounts and bargains, yoga, nature singing, playing with your son, board games. Oh yeah, me and my husband got What Do You Meme? Have you guys seen that game? Is funny. You can only like kind of play it a couple times. And we've been like, it's kind of hard to play with two people, but we'll play What Do You Meme sometimes. Hula hooping. That's not me. That's someone here. I couldn't fucking swing a hula hoop to save my life. Hold on. I'm so good at hula hooping. Disney, cuddles puppy. Yes. Koala Joey's. Oh my god. Candles, crystal, pole dancing, learning guitar. Yeah, I like to learn. Me too. Learning guitar for me is kind of job, but also kind of hobby, kind of joy too. Bird watching. Mally says breathing. Nope. You need to come up with another one. I'm not letting you off the hook. You are not exempt. What else do you like to do, Mally? Gotta be something else. Crocheting, jump rope, Leanne hula hoops, concerts, working out, bar blend. I'm still waiting on Malachi to pick something. It's not breathing. And if that's the thing, Mally, then you need to. We already said. You know what? What do I have tomorrow? You guys want to river run tomorrow? No. Let's river run soon. But pet grooming videos on YouTube. Oh my god, that's cute. But Mally, if that's the case, then maybe we need to look at this, that you need some hobbies, my friend. Self-love. Oh, watching, you know what? You like to watch Steve Brule, Tim and Eric. Yeah. And working out. You like to work out. I'm just naming things that I know you like to do. Okay, all right. Who's pregnant? Ew. Sorry, hold on. I know you motherfuckers are talking about me. What the fuck? Fuck you guys, man. It's called highlighter, okay? Talk to Jaclyn Hill. Oh my god. Are you saying I'm fat? No, they said I'm glowing. It's called highlighter. And then one person says, "You're glowing. You look pregnant." Oh, you're pregnant? Like, what the fuck, you guys? That is not okay. I mean that with love, but you can't just go around calling people pregnant. Like, that is not okay. I know someone said I was, but you guys, like, that is, you know what I mean? Like, what if I had fertility, like, situations? Like, that would, like, I'm just saying. Oh, man. I don't, but it's just like, whoa. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. No need to apologize. I'm just saying, y'all, like, glowing. I mean, you know how much highlighter I wear? Fuck, I better be goddamn glowing. Oh my God. I need to call Trixie Mattel and Jaclyn Hill right now. They said I was pregnant. Yeah. No, wait. No, I wanted to show it. Yes. Roxy's bank account is pregnant with millions. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I don't want to call out who said that, but y'all, dude, that is not, don't tell people they look pregnant, no matter why. Oh my God. Okay, there was a super chat that came through. My eyes are glowing. You can tell someone they're glowing without saying that they're pregnant, though, you guys. I'm just saying, like, I don't really anyway, it gets weird is my point. It gets weird. It's a weird thing to say to somebody. And I'm not trying to shame you. I'm just like, I feel uncomfortable. So I'm verbal diarrheaing right now. So let's focus on super chat. Trixie. Kate's a Trixie fan. I love Trixie. Okay. Daisha. Thanks, Daisha, so much for the super chat. Says, "Hi, Roxy. Happy New Year. Been having a hard time. It was like I was so abundant, and now I'm manifesting on a time crunch. Bill's advice. Yeah, let it go. Like, okay. Everything was so abundant, and now you feel like you're on a time crunch. The squeeze. What day of the month were you born, Daisha? I need to know. I'm hearing it, but I want to see it first. Crunching is not abundance, right? Like squishing and feeling tight and bracing or closed off or scared or anxious or just like bracing for impact is struck a chord. LOL. Tim, motherfucker. Don't make me motherfucker you. I mean, is it fair for a man to judge how a woman reacts to being asked about being pregnant? I don't think it's fair. You have no idea what that's like, man. So let's just go on. And also, y'all, I'm just going to say this real fast just because this is coming up again. Normally it hasn't come up for a while, but please please be patient and gracious with somebody that you're watching on a live stream and then telling them not to react to something or like, well, you shouldn't react, or especially because I'm a manifestor. Why are you reacting? Understand I'm reading comments in real time. I'm a human being on a chat with you just like you are. I'm seeing things come out and my natural proclivity is to read it out loud because that's what I fucking do on a chat. So I see a comment, it starts coming out of my mouth immediately because I've been doing this for 2 years straight. And when you're going through a chat and going through, sometimes things catch your eye. You say them out loud, and then you're like, wait, what the fuck's going on? You're watching me have a human reaction to something that can be uncomfortable for people. Don't fucking judge how I react about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on it. I mean, judge me if you want, fine. But like, low key, fuck you. I'm sorry, y'all. Some days. Sevda says, I used to be a streamer, so I empathize. Yeah. I'm just a regular old person with an internet connection, just like you, man. So I'm working on it, trying to be my best me every single moment of the day. And you're seeing a window into my life every week, you know? And that goes with anybody that you're looking at online. They're people, you know? Commenting on how they look and their body and all that shit. It's just like, okay. I see you. An elephant never forgets. All right. And now let's move on. We've spent way too much fucking time talking about it, but everybody should go live. Everybody should go live to the internet and let strangers tell them about themselves at least once before they go on someone else's live stream. Elena, have fun at work. Thanks for coming and being such a great moderator. All right. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Tim, you don't judge, just throwing mud. Why would you come into my beautiful pink house and throw fucking mud around? So disrespectful. What the fuck? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Just throwing mud into a positivity chat. I don't get it. Tim, I'm usually on your side, but today, I don't know, man. Marta says, I'm a radio host and sometimes I react live on comments. Sometimes I go mad and yell too. I'm a reactive person in general. I always have been. Like, I have just big reactions. I'm a choir girl. I'm a fucking performer. Like, in general, I have a big personality. So like when I react to anything, it might appear to be a big reaction because I'm fucking breathing and alive and speaking in just the way that I live. So that's why it's like, you know, when people are like, oh, you're reacting. It's like, bitch, I just read a comment. Sometimes I am reacting, but I'm human and I give myself grace and I don't want to judge myself for it. So let's move forward. Okay, Tiffany, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm manifesting a relationship with an SP, my ex-boyfriend. But what do I tell my friends and family when they ask if I'm single? Most of them don't know about manifesting. Can you just tell them? Okay, here's the deal. All right. Let's look at this. I see a lot of people who are, okay, I can see how somebody that is working on living in the end of a relationship, but not having yeah, thank you, whoever just deleted that, because I was about to fucking thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate you. Thank you for helping keep the environment healthy for everybody in here, including me. Because I don't have to fucking come on here and be triggered constantly. I'm trying to help. I'm getting to my point where I'm about to start getting fucking annoyed, to be real honest with you. And that's real life. That's what it is. And I'm gonna I don't care what people say. I don't care what people think. Sometimes it is frustrating when I'm trying to help and I'm feeling that I'm being, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm going to stop. And whatever. Okay. I'm not like, it's not like I'm bothered. I'm a little bothered, but it's just that I try to create an environment for the community that is like healthy and supportive and kind. And so it's like, oh, you know what? I feel like I'm being heckled. That's why I'm reacting. I feel like I'm being heckled by people that I'm trying to help, and that is offending me. And that's why I'm reacting, and that's okay. And I'm loving myself through it. And it's okay if I feel that way. Tiffany, and it's okay if I feel that way on live stream. That's going to be burned into perpetuity on the internet. And it's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. You guys, I have a very thick skin. I'm okay. You're just seeing it in real time. Like, I'm reacting, I'm dealing. I'm reacting, I'm dealing. It's okay. I know it's okay. I'm not being actually attacked. I'm taking something personally that's not that big of a deal. I understand that. I see that I'm dealing with it. And I'm really not even that bothered. It's more so the fact that I'm still fucking talking about it that's pissing me off. So, okay. Okay, so when you are manifesting a relationship and they're not there, and you have to contend with the 3D reality of their absence, dealing with the lie of the manifestation, right? Like, that's like what I see in this and what I see a lot of people dealing with. What I want you to do is, instead of trying to lie to yourself and, hey, I'm talking to the SP people, the people that I always kind of say, hey, if I'm talking to you, if you know I'm talking to you. Malgorzata! Wait, is this the Malgorzata from Siren Project or a different Malgorzata? Because I had a friend named Malgorzata, who was the person who showed me the secret. But you might be a different Malgorzata, but hello either way. Welcome. That'd be great either way, because she's a full circle moment if that is you here, but if not, hello to another one. Okay. So everybody please listen that has an SP that they're not with. And if I commonly yell at you about the SP thing, I'm definitely yelling at you right now about the SP thing right now, because I want you to hear this right here, okay? If you're dealing with the fact that in the true 3D reality is that they're not here, and you know that you're lying to yourself with the manifestation that they are here, and you're trying to reconcile that, hear me now. I want you to be okay with the truth that they're not here, because like, I know so many people are so afraid to be like, the reality of it is that they're not here. Like, and I don't want to admit that, but you already are admitting that, and you already believe that so firmly that it's happening. So like, to be afraid that that would manifest is really a juvenile and like a novice way of looking at manifesting, because it's like, do you not see that you're already manifesting that is you're worried about, I don't want to admit that we're not together because I'm going to manifest us not together. Bitch, you're already manifesting you not being together. It's too late for that. So I want you to be okay, instead of trying to lie to yourself and say that I'm living in the end of a relationship knowing damn well that you're not. This is for those that can't believe it, right? They're not here. Accept it. Deal with it. They're not here right now, and I'm fixing that. We're not together in the same physical space for the time being. We're not in a relationship at this moment. I'm not any less loved. I don't love them any less. I'm not any less fulfilled. The universe is still taking care of me. Things are still working out. Everything is still unfolding the best way possible. Like, how about, instead of trying to lie to yourself about the fact that they're not here, stop making the fact that they're not here a problem? Because it's the fact that you think it's a problem that they're not here that creates a problem. If they just weren't here and there wasn't a problem, you could manifest them easier. And I'm going to prove that to you by saying, like, can you see my husband right now? I can't see my husband. He's not next to me. He's not over here. He's not in the room. He might not even be, I don't even think he's in my house right now. He might be outside of my house. He might be downstairs. He might be in the garage. He might be out front. He could be at CVS. I actually don't know where he is, but I'm also not worried. I don't think my life is over. I'm not trying to get him back. I'm not sitting here manifesting his presence. I'm not sitting here trying to convince myself that he's here. I'm not worried at all about that in any capacity. And my relationship's super secure and stable and fine. And he's not right here, right now. And everything's fine. So my point is that stop making he's not here right now be this big giant fucking thing and problem, because it's not. Because I'm right there with you. My SP is not right here right now either. But I am also happily married in my relationship. So both things can be true at once. Do you see what I'm saying? So can you get to the point where it's not about trying to convince yourself that they're here, but trying to convince yourself with the fact that, or excuse me, trying to be okay with the fact that they're not here? Because the fact that they're not here right now doesn't mean that they're not ever going to be here. And that's what I think a lot of you think is like, oh, they're not here right now, they're never going to be here. No, my person's not here right in this very moment. And that's probably a good thing, because I'd be fucking distracted. I have things to do right now. I'm on a live stream. I'm working. I'm talking to you. And if my husband was sitting in here, I'd be distracted thinking about him. We might be talking about inside jokes. I might be looking over at him laughing. He might be doing something over here that I'd be wondering what he was doing and didn't distract. He might be looking at a funny meme and want to show me, and I'm over here looking at memes, and you guys are, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't need him in my physical presence right here, right now. That doesn't make our relationship any less strong. It doesn't make us any less great partners. It doesn't make us any less in love with each other. It means absolutely fucking nothing, except that I'm doing something different than hanging on his fucking, physical form right now. You know what I mean? So taking away all of the heaviness that goes along with them not being here, I think will benefit you, instead of trying to convince, how do I lie to people and pretend that they're here? And no, they're not here. I'm fine. And you think I need a person around me 24/7 to live? You don't, because you're alive right now. You're fine. You don't need them at all. If you did, you'd be dead, and you don't, and you're not. You're here. I'm talking to you. So you obviously don't need them to survive. You don't need them to feel love, because you had love before and you'll have love after. If you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's love is eternal. Love is in you. It's not them. So what do you tell your friends and family if they ask if you're single? Say, I guess, I don't know if I want to call it that, but right now I'm working on me. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm in a relationship with me, and it's fucking great. I'm actually in the best relationship of my life right now, because now I can go on any date that I want. I can eat wherever I want. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, I can put my arm around every boy I see. Doesn't matter. Like, when you're in a relationship with you, in the best relationship of your life, everything's possible. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to wait for anybody to show you love, because it's all here. So be okay with being okay, right? Like, I see people with the SP thing, like, they are so not okay that they don't realize that they're okay. They're so wrapped up in the idea that they can't be happy without their SP, that they'll never be happy without their SP, that life's not going to be it. It's got to be this person. If it's not them, I'm not going to, all that dumb shit that I hear every day. All that stuff. That's not true. You're fine now. So if they don't understand about manifesting, then we're going to intend that they start, that they get it, instead of affirming that they don't. Visualize them sending you a Roxy Talks video saying, oh my God, have you ever heard of this? And be like, oh, I have so much to show you. Good things, right? So open yourself up and stop closing yourself off and thinking, okay, if I say I'm single, then I'm not going to manifest them. Bitch, you already aren't. You're already calling them an ex. You already are behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, your story's not in the right place. You need to work on yourself. You need to be with yourself. You need to be okay with what's happening and make peace so that you can move forward with the right affirmations to get the relationship on track. So, Jen, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Roxy, manifesting SP. He asked me out once and I wasn't ready. Feeling good and looking good now. How do I make that happen? Why don't you ask them out? Why can't you ask them out? What's the problem? And why don't you just intend that they are? Why do you feel like you have to make something happen? Just be. So it's like, okay, this is what I hear from you. I was ready. They asked me out once, but I wasn't ready. Now I'm feeling good and looking good. How do I make it happen? Feeling good and looking good is not a destination. Stay there and then let life unfold. That's how you make it happen. You don't make it happen. You let it happen by being somebody it could happen to. You said, I have, and he doesn't say no, but he says yes. Then manifest him saying yes. Quit saying he says no. Quit labeling him as somebody that would absolutely ever in their right fucking mind turn you down. Change your story. You're still trying to manifest somebody with an old story. You know what I mean? You have your new self-concept and an old story for them. How's that going to work out for you? Probably not very well. Last call for super chats. Thanks, Leanne. So stop needing them to do it. Stop saying that they aren't blah, 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 blah. They're open, they're ready, they're willing. You're open, you're ready, you're willing. It's all unfolding now. Everything's coming together, and start soaking up and reveling in the things that are working for you so that you're not paying attention or paying so much attention to the stuff that you don't like or the things that you think are not working for you. Oh, different Magershot. Well, I'm glad there's another one here. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay. Casey J, no question, just love you. Thank you, Casey. You're very sweet. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Peggy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how does manifestation work with birth charts? I want to manifest a marriage in 2022, but my birth chart suggests it's not to happen yet. How to navigate? Okay. My advice to you is stop looking at your birth chart as a fucking shackle, as like, I want to get married now. My birth chart says, meh. Like, fuck that. Your birth chart is your starting point. Your birth chart is, how do I say this? It's not a death sentence. It's a status point. It's data accumulation. It lets you know where you're at and what you're starting with. It's your starting stats. It's like like when I don't know anything about sports. So this is as much as I know about drafting. You know how like athletes have like stats? You know how like they like tally how many like home runs and stuff they get and like baskets they make, and then like when teams pick them, they have like all their stats listed out, and that's how like a team picks them, and that's like gives you an idea of like, okay, that person can probably shoot free throws but sucks at dribbling, right? I don't know. So then when you bring them on my team, well, I know your free throw game's cool, but your dribbling sucks, so I'm going to put you on 5 straight days of dribbling practice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I know that I'm a shitty dribbler, then I need to obviously practice my dribbling. Not, oh, I'm a shitty dribbler. What are there any programs for shitty dribblers in the world? Are there any support groups for people who can't dribble? Like, bitch, get on the court with your ball and go fucking dribble that motherfucker. Like, again, it's not a shackle. It's an answer to your issue. So if you want to get married, then start becoming a person that is ready to be married. If you're trying to manifest a marriage in 2022, to me, that does not sound like somebody who's ready to get married. Like, hearing that makes me question if you even have a relationship. I don't know your situation, but it's just like, that doesn't sound like, okay, Peggy, I mean this with love. Like, there's no power in your question. You're like, I'm going to let my birth chart tell me. I want 2022 to tell me. I want manifestation to tell me. I want you to tell me. I want you to pick what you want. I want to be married. I want to be in a happily fulfilling, loving relationship and get married soon. Why do you need to get married in 2022? That sounds like lack. If you understood fulfillment, you might already be married. We wouldn't be talking about marriage. You just be like, I want to be fucking more fulfilled. I want to be a fulfilled AF as in 2022. That's my goal. I just want to be so happy and just be satisfied in every possible way. That's what you want from marriage. That's what you think marriage is going to provide you. But I can tell you this, marriage is not going to provide you satisfaction until you know how to be satisfied. Your partner can't just give that to you. It's internal. So Malachi says, quote of the day, dribble that motherfucker. Or how about this one? Don't be a wussy. Oh my God. I love that one because I know the whole 5 people in the entire world that know that one are laughing. The commercially savvy lawyer. I understand. I appreciate you. It was not towards you. It was just it was kind of shocking situation. Okay. All right. What's yeah, and if you're spamming the chat, the mods will just delete your spam because they don't like to see that shit. Because generally it doesn't even reach me. I don't even see it by the time like I'm there's so many chats I don't see much. So by the time I would even see it, the mods have already deleted all of it because they don't want to see that shit. Neither does someone else. S Stone, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. You're so kind. Thank you. Kristen, thanks for being here. Been a month. Glad you're here. Thank you. Hold on. I want to put this on the screen. Leanne put a quote up here. No scam likely. I will not answer. Marriage is not going to provide you satisfaction until you know how to be satisfied. Your partner can't just give it to you. It is internal. Okay. About revision, asking about revision. This week's podcast episode that's out Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST is about revision. So I have a brand new episode coming out about revision. I also have a couple, at least 1 or 2 videos on YouTube currently about revision as well. But there will be a brand new podcast episode out Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST on all of the podcast platforms. And there's a video, you can watch the video of the podcast on my website, roxytalks.com. I've also got one-on-one coaching. Kristen, yeah, I know that's what you meant. I just read it weird. One-on-one coaching, if you want me to help you with your specific situation, figure out what blocks you're experiencing or creating, what your limiting beliefs are, what affirmations you can use, how to manifest out of your situation, all that stuff. One-on-one coaching is great for that, as well as Vibes by Roxy is my newest venture that will help you stay in that vibration of your ideal self all day, every day, meditation, affirmations, workbooks, daily rituals, reminders, things like that are just constantly getting you back into the awareness of your most ideal self. That's Vibes by Roxy at my website, roxytalks.com. And of course, we got all kinds of amazing workshops and courses that you can get started on right now if you don't want to wait for coaching. And yeah, okay. I have other super chats. Eileen says, just sign up for a coaching session. Oh, perfect. Perfect timing. Eileen, is your picture Megan Fox or is that just what you look like? That's just what she looks like. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Perfect timing, Eileen. Okay. So me and Eileen are going to have a real talk about revision here soon. Okay. Okay, let me make sure I got these super chats. And Peggy, I'm looking at your question again about the 2026. I hope I didn't offend you. I wasn't trying to be offensive and saying like, I don't even know if you're in a relationship. I didn't mean it like that. I meant more like where your mindset is at needs to be more, in my opinion, about love and abundance. And okay, all right, here we go. There's something back here from you. Okay, so happy I friend channel. I've been in a relationship for a few years now and I recently moved in my SP. I do have a lot of internal work to do. So okay, all right. So I'm sorry I judged you. I was like, I don't know if you're even in a relationship, which you are, and you're living with your person. Okay, so great. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so you want a marriage from your person and you want it in 2022. I get that. My advice for you is, can you take off it needing to be this year? And it's not to say, it's like, okay, it's not to say that, okay, I'm taking it has to be, how do I say this? Removing the year from being on the table is not saying that you're not going to get it this year or that it's not viable this year. It's taking the pressure away, because the pressure of saying, I want to get married in 2022 puts a time clock on it. It's an instant countdown. And that pressure is not the optimal place for manifesting. We know that, right? Like feeling under pressure does not make us feel free flowing and connected. And free flowing and connected is where you need to be, Peggy, to connect with your partner that way. So having it, I want to be this year, and my chart says this, yada yads. My advice, like I just heard in my head, let go and let God. More like, I don't give I'm happy. We have this amazing relationship. We're fully committed. I know that the marriage is coming. I can't wait. Maybe you start like planning little things or like looking up what you want, or maybe you already have, but it's like I'm not getting married and I want to get married and the time is ticking away and this thing says I can't. It's all of those thoughts that are in the way for you, right? Because it sounds like you have a lot of stuff lined up for you, but you also are blocking yourself by having a time crunch. In my personal opinion, it's not that you can't manifest on a time crunch. I just think that if you're needing it by a certain time, it tells me that you are in lack and it adds pressure. So, Solsto says, if you want to marry, you have to feel like you're already married. Yeah, but what is already married? Because like this person is living with their SP. You technically are, right? Like you're common law married essentially, right? So you are married. That's not what you're looking for. I'm actually, Solsto, I'm so glad that you said that, because this just proves right now that marriage is not what you're looking for. Peggy, hear us right now. Marriage is not what you're looking for. You already have what marriage brings. You're living under the roof with your SP. That's like essentially the brick and mortars of marriage, right? But what you really want is, I'm guessing, a deeper connection with your person, more commitment, more longevity, maybe an a declaring of the commitment or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think for you, you want the marriage because of what you think that'll bring you. And what I want you to do is figure out what you think that thing is and then start cultivating that within yourself now without needing the marriage. And then that's how the marriage can unfold, right? So we could do it the opposite way. Tiffany says, thank you for answering my question. I'm perfectly happy by myself and I don't feel like I need someone to be happy. I'm still figuring out how manifesting works. Okay, so Tiffany, watch my video on 360 method. That's my signature method, and that's how I manifest and how I teach people. Though the concept of the 360 method is this: manifestation is happening 24/7 with or without your conscious involvement. You've always been manifesting expertly. You will always manifest expertly. And there's nothing you can do to stop manifesting except maybe die. But I don't think that it stops there. I think that you probably either have to come back here and try again, or you're still in some sense of the way, you're manifesting outside of this plane, because the conceptualizing and the being of it, that's the nature of the universe. I am this. We are this. We are one. I am love. I am abundance. I am blah, blah, blah. That is the universe we're in. And that's also the stance, or I guess you could take to manifest. I am fulfilled. I am complete. I am whole. I am loved. So I think that this like being it goes beyond Earth. It's universal. So, and that's why, like, us earthlings are trying to outsmart manifestation by like skirting around, trying to pretend that we're it. It's not going to work. This is it isness. You are the thing. You can't pretend out of what you are. And your truth of who you really are, who you really truly believe yourself to be, will manifest your reality, and that's inescapable. So instead of trying to make things happen or make people conform or manifest a relationship, the answer is to be the thing that you want to feel now, so that the 3D world can fill in the spaces and fill in the blanks energetically the way that it already naturally does and has been your entire life. But now, instead of just thinking thoughts willy-nilly and just letting yourself, oh, this is happening, this is my life, this sucks, I suck, I can't do this, I never could, my parents told me I'd never do this, and so I never could, and money doesn't grow on trees, and all that deeply rooted shit that you grew up listening to and knowing and hearing about, all the stuff that you're doing in the now moment, every sentence you think and utter is creating your reality. All that stuff is working together. So become very aware. I always say this: awareness and discipline are the cornerstones of my method. You got to know what you're saying at any given time, and you got to have the wherewithal and the gumption and the balls to say something different. And that's how you change your reality. And you do it every single solitary time the old thought or the old reality, the old way comes up. And that's how you make change and how you make progress. So Tiffany, please check out my 360 method videos on YouTube. And then the official 360 method program is coming here in the next couple months, if you are interested in joining when that comes about. But in the meantime, essentially every thought you think and say is making your reality. It's a footstep. Life is good. Life sucks. Life's great. Life sucks. Like life's great. Life's awesome. Things work out for me. I like myself. Things are great. Everything's working. That's all going in the same direction. This sucks. I don't know how I'm going to get this. Money's tight. I'm broke. I don't know where I'm going. Like, every thought you think is leading you somewhere. So if you can get your thoughts aligned one after the other, after the other, after the other, to only describe things in a way that you'd actually like to experience them, then you basically become in control of your world. But that's what 360 method is about. And I've got a couple videos on YouTube about it. And of course, that's what I teach my clients in one-on-one coaching and my courses as well. So roxytalks.com if you want more info on that as well. But just know that it's happening constantly. So it's less about like techniquing and more about what are you saying all day, every day? What is your actual truth? Because your truth is creating the world that you live in, that only you live in. That's the other thing. Every person's world and reality is different. Every person's truth is different. Everybody's 3D reality is different. There is not one 3D reality that we're all inhabiting. I don't even think there is a 3D reality. I just don't see how there could be one, because we're all in our own individuals. Who would be there? We're all in our own individual realities. Who would be on the main stage? I don't think there is one. So, Earth is an illusion. Everything is energy. Everything that can be or will be created is already in existence now. And so the reality where your SP and you are together happily ever after is just as valid in multiple and a multitude of them as the realities where you're not with them. You're just in that one right now, and you think you're in it, so you stay in it. So think that you're in the reality where you are with them, or that it's unfolding, and you will be there eventually if you stay in that mindset. Just like we walk a path, you might have to walk a mental path to get there. But it's really easy, and it just takes one thought to change your whole life and your whole focus. But you have to stay dedicated to that idea once you go there. KG said gumption. That's a funny word. Maddie, thank you so much. I don't know if I read this already, with a super chat. If I didn't, thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. Says, I'm so happy you exist, Roxy. You've helped me see my worth, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for all you do. You're one of a kind. Thank you, Maddie. And I just want to challenge you and say that you helped yourself see that. You did that. I'm just over here screaming at my computer. Tiffany says, Rihanna has the Rihanna Navy. Roxy has the Roxy Army. Oh my gosh. Montserrat, I don't know how to say your name right, but I hope I was close. Would love to be able to self-love. Feels like I'm fighting it and I can't seem to be patient. So that's the thing. It's like, you want to be loved. I'm not loved, so I'm fighting. I'm fighting it. But it just wants to be loved. You know what I mean? It's like your defense of not being loved is to not love yourself. Does that make sense? It's like, because you weren't loved, you've become the non-lover of yourself. Does that make sense? Or because you felt like you weren't loved, whatever your situation was. And then you've learned that fighting or whatever can bring about results, but love does not want to be fought. Love wants to be loved. And the absence of love doesn't want to be fought either. The absence of love wants to be loved, right? What else could it want? What else could the absence of love want or need but to be loved? Nicole, you're so sweet. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, that's going to be my last question before we talk about homework. S. Stone says, is it basically true that there is never competition since everyone is us pushed out? Like they would only be here if you put / believe them to be here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad you said that because this is something that I've been wanting to say and express. Sorry, I had to set my own intention before I said this. You are never, there is no possible way for you to compete with others because there is nobody outside of yourself. There's only you. So I was saying this something to my husband the other day. I was like, saying I'm the best and I'm the highest paid and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, you don't have to be the highest paid. And I'm like, the thing about it is that I'm not saying I'm the highest paid compared to everyone else. I'm not out here saying I need to make more money than you. I need to make more money than you and you and you and you. I need to make more. I make more than all of these people. No, I'm saying I'm the highest paid out of all the versions of me. So when you say I'm the best, when I say I'm the fucking best, if I were to say I am the best manifestation coach on YouTube, period, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about out of all the versions of Roxy that are YouTubers, I'm embodying the best version of me, okay? This is very, very important to understand. When you're looking at somebody else that has what you want, you're saying, I'm the version of, like, that bitch over there has a man and I don't. You're saying, I'm the version of me out of all the infinites, out of all the ones that have loving relationships, all the ones that have shitty relationships, all the ones that have mediocre relationships. I'm in the category of the ones that ain't got shit. It has nothing to do with what they have. It has nothing to do with what they're doing, because you can't compete with them. They don't exist outside of you. So you're always in competition with yourself. If you think you're not good enough, you're not good enough in comparison to all the other versions of you. Not Becky Joe Blow down the street. She is nothing. She is a figment of your imagination. She's a shadow of you. And so I don't know. I don't have the idea. So yeah, when you say you're the best, I'm not talking about I'm better than you. I'm saying I'm better than me. I'm better than all the other versions of me that are not the best. I'm the one that's the best. I'm the one that's my definition of what I think the best is. And if you want to know what that is, declare it. Figure it out what you think the best is. Figure out what you think the top is, the most ideal. And then say you're that. You're not talking about being better than other people. You're talking about being best of yourself. This is just like we were talking about last time. Jesus going around saying, I am the light, I am the sun, I am the earth, I am the air. He was not trying to tell everybody to worship him. He was invoking the name of God. He was manifesting. And us as humans took that to mean worship that guy named Jesus and turn him into a fucking deity and immortalize him for hundreds and thousands of years, kill, rape, and pillage people all over the world in his name. That was not what he motherfucking wanted. He wanted to be connected with his higher self. That's all he did. So, so are people real? We're all real in our own realities, but real is an illusion anyways. Life is an illusion. You're not real. Your mom is an illusion. She has a reality, but she's not in yours. So, I'm going to answer one more question. I know I said I was done, but I'm going to do one more question. Rebecca's asking about your birthday is on a 4. And Rebecca's asking, my birthday's on a 4. The many times I've turned down the role of leader, I felt not responsible enough. My goal is to embody a leader. I know the feeling. I need to feel. Any advice? Okay. Yeah. So as a 4, you are the rock. Okay. That's your job. You are safety, stability, hard work, reliability, consistency, practicality, honest, discipline, hard work, safety, security, stability, persistence, fixing, resolving, dedication. As a 4, you're going to be naturally inclined to not be a risk taker or a big dreamer, but to be more of a responsible dreamer. Like, I can see the tangible quality of the tangibles needed to get this done. And I know that I can apply myself and do the work to get it done. So I have confidence in myself to achieve this goal, right? But if you feel cautious or we're avoiding risks, we're afraid of that growth, of stepping out of that box, you can miss opportunities. Struggling with flexibility, repression, frustration, insurmountable odds and limitation, and an inability to create true emotional connections, because we're not allowing ourselves to be more fluid and less rigid. And that's what I was talking to somebody else about earlier. So for you, I think you're going to be needing to step into your own value and worth outside of what you can achieve. It's going to have to be spiritual, mental, like an energetic connection to source. because you're very good at doing things in a 3D manner. Like, like I could hammer the nails and fucking build this thing. But to go beyond that is like stepping outside of your comfort zone. And that's what you're going to have to do, and connect spiritually, connect with your worth, connect with your love for yourself, and grow that. Okay, last super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. I appreciate you. Says, love you, Roxy. Can I manifest consistent change behavior from SP, family, anyone? Is this rescripting? Yes and yes. So revision. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the other chat. Just focus on this. Can I manifest consistent? Yes. So it is going to be a revision. I do have an episode on the podcast coming out this week, Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST. That will help you, that goes into depth about revision and exactly what all that entails. But absolutely, yes, you can manifest changed behavior from the people around you. But what it requires is that you need to rewrite their story, decide that they're going to do and behave in XYZ way from now on. And I'm not going to tell the story of them not knowing how to treat me the way that I want. Meaning, you're not going to expect them to be their old self. You're not going to brace for them to be the old self. You're not going to be fooled into thinking that they are the way they are and things aren't going to change, or that they can't change, or that it's too hard, or they're to themselves, or too stuck in their ways, okay? Then, once you've changed the story and you've decided that's who they are now, your job is to react to the new person and not to the old person. So when you're experiencing them in the 3D and they do the old thing again, you react neutrally instead of reacting the same way you always would, or being offended, or whatever it is that you would normally do. Now you're just like, okay. Or, wow, I'm so glad that they totally get it now. They're so supportive. They're so kind. They always say the nicest things. Doesn't really matter what it is that you're trying to change the behavior to look like. What matters is that when you get the opportunity to affirm in real time, you choose the new version. And so you're doing like in the moment revision in your mind. You're saying they're doing something different than what your eyeballs are actually seeing. And I've also talked about that a little bit on my TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, follow me there. I'm working to do more content on TikTok and answer your questions and be more involved there. So if you're on TikTok, please follow me, or any of the social medias, Instagram, Facebook. If you're asking about revision, I've done several videos on it already, and I also have a brand new one coming out on Wednesday morning. It's actually a podcast. It's going to be on my podcast. So any podcast streaming sites or roxytalks.com/podcast, 9 a.m. PST every Wednesday. So, all right. Last week's homework was to do the Mel Robbins, give yourself a high five in the mirror every day. Did we do that? How did we do? I liked it. I did it. I've been doing it. It's working. And then we'll get into homework for... Oh, Leanne put my TikTok up. Thanks, Leanne. Rebecca says, thank you, Roxy. I've been working more on harnessing my intuition. Rebecca, do you meditate every day? I would 100% suggest you need to meditate every day. Witchy Wheels, you high-fived yourself. How did you do? What came about from you high-fiving yourself every day and supporting yourself? TT, you did also. Tell me about what results you got from it. How did it feel? You said it felt amazing. Anything of note that you noticed? KJ did it every day. Nice. And keep going. I don't want anyone to stop just because we did it for a week. Leanne only did it for 2 or 3 days, but you like it. Leanne, keep going. Dina says, I love mirror work. I love that, Dina. I really do love that. As Charlotte would say, I love that for you. You guys watch Charlotte Dobre? Oh my God. I'm becoming obsessed with her YouTube channel. Maybe I'm just obsessed with her. She's funny. Dina, I really do love that for you, though. I know that I didn't mean it to sound bitchy, but I really do love that for you because you are such an incredibly beautiful and talented person, and you don't always see that. And I'm glad that you're working to remind yourself of that every day, right? Yuli, you did it? Okay, awesome. Bruja says, Roxy, what are your thoughts on inner being? Do you think it's the same as God, self, and higher self? Do you believe the higher self can guide us, make us think better thoughts? Okay. I'm going to tell you, I got this vision in my meditation yesterday. And yes, I do think the inner being, it's all the same, the higher self, God self, it's all the same. It's all one, right? It's all one thing. It's all one entity. We're all connected somehow to it. So I got this vision in my meditation yesterday. So there's like I saw like it was almost like the people on the bathroom sign, like it's just like a circle and like legs and a head, like that outline of a person, like a silhouette of a person. So I saw that, and like there's the Roxy, there's the one, there's the me, there's this person here. Contained within side of that person is little Roxy. That's what my therapist calls her, little Roxy. It's like my inner me, right? It's the wounded child, the child that got lost at that fair at 3 years old and thought that they'd never see their mom again and was horrified and terrified for an hour. That was my first like majorly traumatic event that I remember. That's little Roxy, and that person is inside of this one. So here's this human cutout, and then inside of this one is silhouette. Inside of this one is a little mini one, like a Russian doll kind of a thing, right? Well, as I'm housing little Roxy, there's also, I'm inside of a big one, a big shaped version that's like my highest self that I saw as like a shadow. And in Peter Pan, in the beginning, when Peter Pan when Wendy catches Peter Pan and he's trying to sew his shadow back, and he's trying to sew his shadow to the bottom of his foot, it was like that. It's like this vision I saw was like, I saw us, shadow me, the big shadow, me, Roxy, and then little Roxy, all like we all have the same foot. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, how do I explain this? Like, I wish I could draw it, like big human person with like a little human person inside of that, and then a little human person inside of that, right? Like cookie cutter within a cookie cutter within a cookie cutter, all sharing the same foot ground, right? Just like, you get what I'm saying, right? How like your shadow's foot comes out of the same place your foot comes from. You get my point, right? So what I saw was that the shadow, the higher self, is literally like your shadow. It's connected to you all the time. It's big, it's looming. It can see over the whole fucking neighborhood. It's doing like if I stood up, it's going like this, but its arm is reaching out all the way across. It's so much bigger. It can see over the whole plane. It can see where I'm going. It can tell that over here is great and over there is great and over here is not so much. And I probably shouldn't do this. It can see the whole landscape, but it's my shadow, and it can't jump until I jump. It can't grab until I physically move my arm and grab it. And then once I move, my shadow moves. As soon as I love myself, my shadow loves myself. As soon as I allow intuition to guide me, my intuition guides me. But it can't do it first because it's my shadow. I'm not its shadow. I'm not waiting for it to move. And so many people on here, manifestation people, you're waiting for the world to move first and then for you to shadow it. But that is not how it works, and it never will. And that's why you'll always be behind if you go about it the ass backwards way, okay? Your shadow is doing what you do always and forever, and that is inescapable. It cannot do it first. If my shadow moved before I did, I'd be fucking terrified. You know what I mean? If your reflection moved before you did, it'd be scary. You know, in The Craft, in the first Craft, the real one, not the fucking ridiculous remake they made, in The Craft, after Rachel True's character cast the spell on, what's her name? Miss Ben Stiller, Christine Taylor. I think they got divorced, didn't they? She cast the spell on Christine Taylor's character, and all her hair falls out, right? And they're in the locker room. And Rachel True's character, she's looking in the mirror, and she turns her head, and her reflection like turns the same, like that, not in the right way. Like her reflection does its own thing. It's an unsettling scene in the movie because your reflection is not supposed to have a mind of its own. Your reflection should never move first. Your shadow should never fucking move first. That is horrifying. And that's not how planet Earth works. So if you're waiting for your shadow to do the work, you and your shadow are just like, shadow's just sitting there waiting. You check your watch, shadow checks its watch. Put your arm back down and say, oh, it's not here yet. Shadow puts its arm back down and says, it's not here yet. So if you're waiting for your shadow to fucking move first, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. And that's why your SP's not with you. Because you think you're your SP's shadow and they're yours. Koga says, I'd be scared as fuck. For real, because it's not supposed to work like that, because it doesn't work that way. If your shadow moved before you did, all hell would be, like the fabric of life on Earth as we know it would no longer be in play. So you gotta go first. Brewhouse says, so we're all the same. Am I my higher self? Yes, you are. You are your higher self. Not only are you your higher self, but you're me and I'm you. We're all one thing. We're all one giant entity. Pretend, okay, this is like, okay. You are a cell in a body, but just like how every cell makes up that body, it is the body as well, right? Like every cell in my body, I may have trillions of cells or whatever, or who knows how many. Each one of those cells contributes to me being my body, right? Like it contributes to my body. Like they all add up to my body. There isn't just like one cell is the body and then the rest are just there. They're all the body. We are all God, like as individual cells in a body. And actually, this is who said this one? Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna try to remember. I don't remember off the top of my head which talk this was. I know it came from Lewis Howes. I'm gonna start describing it, and hopefully, it might have been the hunky neuroscientist, whose name I can never remember. But somebody was talking about, oh man, who was that? No, it was the guy from Aubrey Marcus, and I can't remember his freaking name either. The Aubrey Marcus, where the guy talks about if you could meet your past selves. Basically, what he says is like, okay, Tim, too kind, Tim. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tim. So every cell in my body makes up my body and is all equally my body as the next cell. A brain cell has certain information within its DNA that tells it to carry out tasks that brain cells carry out. A blood cell has certain information in its DNA that tells it to carry out the tasks that blood cells carry out. A liver cell has certain characteristics in its DNA, certain information messages that tell it to behave in character and act and carry out the behavior and characteristics, you know what I'm saying, of a liver cell, of what liver does. The same thing with my hair follicles. Everything that makes me is a part of me, but all has different information stored within it that tells it to behave certain tasks. And that's why my body functions in the way that it does, because my skin cells have the information that tells them to be skin. And my heart cells, the cells that make up my actual heart or whatever, fucking, I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Those are written with the code that tells them to be heart cell, or like muscle fiber is, you get what I'm saying? Everything has its own code in it, but it's all the same. And so if I were able to tell my heart cell that it could be a brain cell and it could switch that DNA, it could be one, but it doesn't make it any less me, right? It's still me. So each of us has our own, we're all different cells in this giant body. You may be a liver cell. I might be a vocal cord cell, or someone over here might be the toenail. I don't know. My point is that we're all part of the same body. That even if, I'm a cell and you're a cell, and you live in the fingertip and I live in the ear canal, it doesn't make us any less one of the same body, and it doesn't make us any less that body. Does that make sense? So, yes, we are all one, and yes, you are God. Could not be. All right. Do I do tarot readings? No, I don't. But I have a couple. I would not have one. I have one tarot video on YouTube. Leanne, you want to be a sexy cell? Then what would a sexy cell do to? What would a cell do to be a sexy cell? How would it become one that it wanted to be, Leanne? Tiffany's like, you are, Leanne. Exactly. The sexy cell would just say that it was sexy, and it would be. Everyone's like, you are a sexy cell, Leanne. Yes. I love our community. We get it. We all get it. Subject says, yep, I'm a bad bitch cell. Exactly. So, Tim's like, I'm a sexy cell. Okay. All right. It's time to go for me to podcast. Okay. All right. Tell me what you guys want on the podcast for next week. And also, what's homework? Homework is going to be. Okay. This is what I want you to do for homework. I want you for homework to be. Remember, we talked about how there's regular you in the center that is housing little you, which is your inner child, essentially your wounded inner child, all the things that hurt. I know, Leanne, I'm just saying, all you have to do is say that you are a sexy cell is all I was saying. Declare you're a sexy cell, and then you are. But liver cells can be sexy. You mean a sexy liver cell? She says homework, : Okay. Remember how I talked about how there's you, and then within you is your little you, the wounded inner child. All of the pain that you experienced as a child, undealt with, is still in you manifesting bullshit, okay? So there's you, there's regular you, there's little you inside of you, and then those both are inside of shadow you or big you, okay? Higher self you, whatever you want to call it. I want everyone to meditate on the connection between all three of those beings. The wounded inner, the current you that's living the life and housing this inner, and then the you that's even beyond that, that's housing you, that's housing your awareness, and feeling for it right now, feeling for it in your meditation, connecting with it, like looking down at your feet and seeing 3 feet inside of the foot. Does that make sense? Like they're all there. We all start at the same place and we grow within this same being, and we're just kind of like housed inside like Russian dolls, like I was saying. Anyways, what I want you to do is connect with those two and connect all 3. And I want there to be a smooth conduit, a smooth channel from higher to mid to inner, to where the inner is seen by you and by the higher. The love is radiated down from higher through you to your inner. The appreciation from the inner at being seen. I want you to be appreciative from your inner space, thanking your this self, your mid self, and your highest self for seeing, loving, and protecting, caring for, housing it. Basically, I just want you to sit with and be with and connect with and embody and step into the idea of this Holy Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Is it not? So I just want you to meditate on this connection. That's it. I just want you to go into meditation and start visualizing these pieces of you, and then melding them, combining them, bringing them together energetically. Again, passing the love up through and down through, and just feeling the connection of that wounded self that will no longer be left in pain. The current you that's doing all this and dealing with all of it and feeling it now, even though it's past shit. And the you that's intangible, that wants to be heard and wants to be let in on the process and to be a part of this story so that you can heal through all three of these layers, okay? So it's kind of a strange homework. No, it's not. There you go. Dina said it right here. Embody the Holy Trinity. There it is. Done. But yeah, I just want you to meditate. I want you to meet it. I want you to see it. Like, go into meditation and see it and meet it and see what it has to say. Talk to the little one. Sit with the little one. Talk to the big one and just connect. I just want to know what happens when you guys go there. Because I found it to be really interesting when I kind of saw that in my meditation. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And it's kind of open-ended, because it's just like, I want to know what happens to you when you go there. What happens when you start to see yourself as these entities that are also together and supporting yourself through this. And you know what? Okay, Gucci says, podcast on self-love to heal inner child and self-concept. So why don't we just talk about this I'll talk about this in the podcast. We'll talk about, because, okay, Gucci. So I have been talking about healing that inner pain in the last few episodes of the podcast. So look at the ones about like feeling your feelings and letting manifestations happen. Just basically anything from December is going to be in this same vein of what you're just asking here about healing the inner child and self-concept and stuff. But yeah, Leanne, if you could like help me out and send me like a little blurb. Let's talk about this Holy Trinity thing. I want to talk about that and healing. Healing the inner child. And because one thing I want to say is like, maybe the inner child never gets healed. And I think that's part of the reason that a lot of us have issues, is that we expect the inner child to be healed, past tense. I healed you already. Why are you still fucking crying? But it's like, think about kids. Like, kids fall down and scrape their knee all the time. Kids get traumatized from new things all the fucking time. We get traumatized by new things all the time. So to think that the healing is done in one step, I healed my inner child. I don't think that that trauma ever goes away. You just get better at dealing with it, and manifesting from a new space, a new perspective. So Tiffany, when you're talking about fear of abandonment, meet it head on. What I've been doing with mine is like, okay, I feel like this right now. Okay, I'm seeing that now. That's okay. It's okay if I feel this way. It's like, the problem is that we make our feelings a problem. And it's like, it doesn't want to be made into a problem. It just wants to be acknowledged for what it is. S Stone, I like that idea podcast about. Leanne, can you put that on our podcast sheet too, please? There's been a few podcast ideas thrown here in the last few minutes, Leanne, if you don't mind putting that on our sheet. Or, Leanne, actually, if you wanted to send me all the ones that people suggest today, and I can pick through whatever one I resonate with. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Tommy says, I'm making it a regular practice to indulge in entertaining my inner child. Yes, exactly. And that's what we talked about on our session too. And it's like your inner child is the one who like has the fun. Your inner child is the one who has the passions. Your inner child is the one who wants to do the things that you love. And so when we're ignoring our inner child, we're ignoring the stuff that actually fulfills us. That shit that brings me joy list, that stuff, most of that stuff probably came from your childhood. It was stuff that you liked to do as a kid. Yeah, fear of abandonment is definitely not uncommon. I have it too. Like I said, I got lost when I was 3 and it fucked my shit up. And I didn't even realize it until literally this last week. I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that fact that I got lost really bad. Thought I was never going to see my mom again. So we can talk about fear of abandonment next week. I got to get off and record. Remember, if you want to talk to me personally about your situation, one-on-one coaching is available at roxytalks.com. Got as well great courses and workshops. Vibes by Roxy will help you radiate and stay as your ideal self all day long. Tommy says nearly finished the homework from that session, so we'll be booking in soon. Ooh, nice. I'm excited to see what kind of progress you've made and stuff. Because you've got fun dreams, and I'm like, I'm here for them. I'm going to be in the audience when that shit comes out. So I'm ready. Sevda says, yup, retrieving my inner child recently led me to rediscover an old passion of mine. Exactly. There it is. Oh my God. Antoinette says, me having 4 cereal boxes open at the same time. My mom only allowed one as a flex for my inner child. That's funny. That's funny. So that's abundance and scarcity, right? So I would just say, look out for that in your own world, because that might show up in other places. More podcasts about 360. Bruja. Okay, noted. Thank you, Bruja. Will for sure. And then 360 Methods coming very soon. The official. If there's anybody out there that's a video editor, I'm still looking to add a permanent video editor to the team. Or at least I have, if you're I have a project at the very least, if you want to do a project. So a video editor, if you are a video editor, email us at hello@roxytalks.com. And I'll let you know about the project that I have available. Tommy says, you'll be up there collecting my Oscar with me. I will remember this invitation, Tommy. Better not see you up there without me. I'm just kidding. I'll still be happy for you. But I will come. I would love to come. It'll be like Adele when her teacher showed up. I'll be your teacher coming in the crowd. Oh my God. Leanne says, remember me when you're big time, Tommy. Yeah, you got to invite Leanne too. Okay. Dimmy Sophie, I would watch my video about toxic relationships. No shade, but okay. All right, I gotta go. Thank you guys for the kind words and the compliments. One-on-one coaching is available at roxytalks.com. Don't forget, this homework this week is to meditate and sit with the idea of your Holy Trinity within, the you that is housing all of your experience and feelings in the moment, the little you that was your inner child and was hurt by the experiences that happened to you when you were growing up, and the larger intangible, I keep saying that word today, spiritual connection that's greater than you, but still operating from your perspective, and connect the 3 together in meditation. And Leanne probably has a timestamp. Leanne, could you timestamp real fast where that homework is, just in case anyone's coming now, so they can just rewind to where I talk about it specifically? So Leanne will link that in the chat. And yeah, Love yourself, everybody. Focus on you. Focus on the self. Focus on what makes you happy. And Mally. Oh, God. Focus on making yourself happy. Focus on loving yourself. Thank you, Tiff. Appreciate you. She says, thanks, Roxy Army. I can't help it if the crowd names itself. That has nothing to do with me. You guys. The community names itself. And oh yeah, so we've got also just real quick, I have new meditations coming out, new affirmations coming, and of course 2022 is the big year for the actual real music is coming this year. So I'm really excited to be my musical self. Ooh, one more thing I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm not going to call it a New Year's resolution, but my commitment this year to 2022 is to do music somehow every single day, even if it's just like doing a warm up. I know that's probably a given as a musician, but I was telling Dina yesterday, like there's some days where there are months sometimes that I won't sing a single note for months. So that's not how Roxy, the successful, prolific musician, conducts herself. So 2022 is my year to step into my highest and best form so far. Please join me in doing so in your own life. And stay tuned. Stream my music when it comes out because it's going to help you. Okay, cool. And Leanne timestamped the homework is at 2:30, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Obviously, I've been on here for too long. And that's where you can find more. I talk more in depth about the homework if you're just joining us. Pumpkin Spice, you're so sweet. Yes, I love my music. Yeah, and you guys have heard some of our beats. You guys don't know. I mean, you guys have heard just the tiny bit of what we've got. We have so much amazing shit coming. Do I play live? Yes. I mean, I obviously have it in a couple years due to COVID, and I will once everything comes back around and stuff, but I haven't in a while. Tabby Cat, I love it. 2022, be a musical genius. Yes, ma'am, or yes, cat. I don't want to assume this cat's gender. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As I'm doing my most authentic me this year of being a musician, loving myself, putting my album out, being true to who I am, I want that for you and I intend that for you. So I expect to be seeing everybody in the community being their most authentic, not even most authentic, but their most ideal. Yeah, authentic. Fuck it. Your most, who you really want to be, your truest, most ideal self, doing what you love to do, putting aside the fears, worries, doubts, and all the reasons why you think you can't or you shouldn't, and just doing the damn work. Okay. Dina, thank you. Yeah. If you want to hear my music from my previous music project, it's called Roxy Lee Hart. Otherwise, the new music is coming and it's going to be for you guys specifically. It is for manifestors. It's for conscious creators. This is music for people who are elevating themselves. That's coming this year. And in the meantime, we do have music out. Roxy Talks on Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff, but it's affirmation music, right? So there's no singing on it just yet, but it is coming down the line very soon. And yeah, okay. So I love you. I appreciate you. RoxyTalks.com for more information, or you can find my music on iTunes and Spotify under the name Roxy Talks and Roxy Lee Hart. Okay. Podcast Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. PST. This week we're talking about revision. And follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Ask me questions and maybe I'll make a TikTok out of it. Okay. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Be good to yourselves. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. Bye. Oh, my stomach is growling. Time to go. Okay. Bye.